It's over 8,000!
What? Wait, what?
There is a story so strange in its implications that it defies ordinary classification.
I don't care if you've been knowing that you're fucking trash and knowing your place all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Project, coming to you live and direct from the stack. Smoke me out, fam, with that dang shit. On my left, oldest ninja in the world, old ninja.
Even though the Oathbreaker's been yelling and screaming about Kathy Ann, I found out he's been fapping the Kathy Ann because I found his research-only purposes folder.
How dare you? Fuck Kathy.
His folder's right next to his Brie Larson folder.
How dare you? On my far right, engineering on the ones and twos, choke me on the threes, fours, chronos.
SRB week is over, and now becomes the rebuilding process of my body.
There you go. Yeah. We got, last but not least, we got your boy Blue.
Your mama's so fat. I got nothing.
Oh. All right, I gotta fix my my headphones or something.
Sorry,
What?
I can barely hear.
Really?
Or left side only.
Yeah, same here.
There's.
old,
we'll fix it
maybe?
later. As long as you can hear through one of them, we'll fix it
Yeah.
later. Because I don't
Yeah.
want to touch any cables right now.
Yeah, it's all good.
Because so the camera that you're viewing this on is on a live stream is like real fucking finicky right now.
Okay.
Last week, if you were watching, everything cut out. I thought it was our actual we have an Elgato.
Video capture card.
Yeah, video capture card. And I thought it was a capture card, and I fucking threw it across the room. Y'all couldn't see it because it wasn't throwing no fucking video. But
They heard.
Yeah, but so I bought a new one, and it's having the same problem. I think it's the cable or the camera. So
We'll work it out.
yeah, I buy a cable because it's the cheapest one, and then if not, I'm buying me an EOS R.
There we go. Who we got as the listener of the week?
Listener of the week would be. Hold on, I gotta pull it up. It would be Ivan. What's going on? He does vlogs. So
Ivan the Impaler. I like it.
well, that'd be Vlad. Vlad the Impaler.
Vlad, somebody.
Also known as Count Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
First in the chat would be Warrior Fellow. What's going on?
That's fam.
And he's saying that the Harley Quinn comic, our cartoon, is the shit.
There you go. That's
Man,
Blue.
I've been telling you. I mean,
Blue.
Elmore stepped me up onto it, but damn, it's so fucking good.
Whom's it in?
Some old dude named Elmore. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know that.
Hey, did you meet him at Bart or something?
Yeah, I met him on Bart.
There you go.
He's like, "Hey, man, your asshole's whistling. What's going on with that?"
Oh.
It's a little squirt.
All right. Old Neddy usually do some type of tribute, pouring out some type of malt beverage, some sort. What you got this week?
So, we'll pour out some Mickeys
Hmm.
for Carolyn Flack.
Homestead.
She's a British TV host of the show Love Island. So she apparently committed suicide.
God damn.
She was 40. So the family, I guess before she took her own life, she had an unpublished Instagram post. I guess it was gonna show that she was gonna off herself. So apparently the family published it today, explaining to the fan. It doesn't show her obviously doing it, but just her setup or something that alludes to her ending her life.
Jesus.
The family posted it, let folks know that she took her life. She was only 40. I mean, she's super revered, I guess, across the pond. But it's real unfortunate that someone so fairly young took their own life.
Yep.
And then we have Jeanette Dubois. She's most famous for being Willona Woods on the TV show Good Times.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that's right.
So she passed away, I believe, today.
2 days ago?
17th.
Yeah.
She passed away on the 17th. It is unconfirmed on how old she was. She could have been 87 or 74 because apparently she has incomplete records or whatnot.
But it's hilarious how you can be so old that nobody knows how old you are.
Yeah.
That will not happen today.
That's
Yeah.
not true. That happens to me.
No,
all depends on where. You know,
Yeah.
there were some shitty birth recorders, let's just say, back in some rural areas of the country in the 30s, 40s, and 50s even.
And some folks just straight up lied. I knew a guy in junior high. His name was Cam, and he was driving a car in junior high, and I was like, "What the fuck, your mind?" Just they basically lied on his birth certificate when they moved here.
God
And he
damn.
was he was Laotian. I was just like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
Well, I think we all have had our parents because I worked at McDonald's when I was 14, I think it was.
Okay.
And and I hated that fucking job. But yeah, my mom
Oh,
just
yeah.
back then it was so easy to lie on documents that you pretty much could get away with it. So
Yeah, a lot of people didn't fact check back then.
yeah.
Now there's internet. I mean, with her, it's her birth records and birthplace that are inconsistent.
Okay.
So they have to, like, depending on what source you go with, because it looks like she moved around a lot. There could have been possibly destroyed records. But she had performed with Sammy Davis, Louis Gossett back in the day. She was his actress and singer. She lived a full life, unfortunately. Most people remember Wilena
That's
being...
fortunately. I mean,
Well, I
it's
mean,
pretty fortunate to live a full life.
it's unfortunate to die.
Well, yeah, but that's
Part of life.
it's the conclusion of life.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
the end game.
I learned in what was it, November, December, when Watchmen debuted, that Louis Gossett Jr. is still alive.
Yeah.
Like, I literally thought he died 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, no, he's still kicking, but R.I.P. to them.
Good shit.
You know, it's funny. This podcast does a better job of covering
Oh,
celebrity passing away
don't do
than the
it.
fucking Oscars.
He did it. Dad. Damn.
Oscar
Who did they
Forget
forget?
about
Who did they forget again?
Luke Bryan.
Luke. Oh no, not
no, Luke
Luke
Bryan.
Bryan. Luke
Perry.
Perry.
yeah.
Damn.
Luke Perry and another like big
And
big time actress.
the one guy from Disney Channel who had like
Oh,
seizures.
Cameron Bryce, the young kid.
Yeah,
the
something like
guy
that.
the kid who died of epilepsy.
I remember him, yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about him on this show.
Yeah, he died. He was like 21.
Yeah, he was in the Descendants. He played
was in
like
The Descendants.
Oh, the freckle kid.
yeah, the
Yeah,
kid with
yeah.
freckles. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he died.
Yeah,
he
we
died from
talked about
We
it.
seizures.
talked about it a
Yes.
few months back.
That's terrible. I remember watching that. He was in, I think it was Eagle Eye. First time I saw him.
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah, and I was, damn, that really sucks.
Yeah.
Young kid.
Yeah.
So
The one
young
celebrity
man.
that had kind of an impact on me was the kid who played the famous Jet Jackson that was on the Disney
Yeah.
Channel.
oh yeah, that was fucked
He
up.
died young.
Yeah, he committed suicide.
Yeah, he killed himself in a
Yeah,
hotel.
which is fucking tragic. 'Cause
And
he was
it's
great.
fucked. Like his fans still like hold vigils for him around his birthday or his death day. One of those two. They still like do a remembrance. I know the Disney Channel like did a little remembrance from him not too long ago.
Good
But
shit.
it's still messed up though. I was like, dude, he probably would have been. He could have been Falcon. He could have been. He could have been, another
Well,
big star.
He was
up and coming.
Cyborg as in the Smallville.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh,
he played
shit.
Cyborg.
He could have had a huge career.
Yeah. I mean, he was up and coming.
Yes, he was.
Let's give a special shout out, basically. I mean, we haven't even addressed this. So, Stitch is obviously not here.
Yes.
Finally, Lilo, his wife, gave birth to a healthy baby girl, baby Storm, on Friday, Valentine's Day.
Very large baby girl.
Yeah. Do you remember how the pound?
No, it's like
7
6, 7 pounds.
seven
It's
pounds,
That's kinda
13
normal.
ounces.
Average.
That's
That's
kind
kind of normal.
No.
Lila's not. She's kind of petite.
not. It doesn't matter
No,
how big
dude.
she is.
Yeah, but that's a normal baby.
for a baby.
Anywhere between 5 and 7.5, 8
Yeah.
pounds. That's normal.
Riley
weight.
was over 9 pounds. She was almost 10 pounds.
Yeah.
My friend's baby was my other friend's baby was 9.2 pounds,
yeah,
something like
that's-
that.
It's a big baby. But again, happy born day to fucking baby Storm, man. Finally.
Happy name day.
She's gonna be so embarrassed by listening to
Her dad.
her
stuff.
dad's podcast.
In 20 years.
Yeah.
She'll be like, Dad, remember
He
when you
said
with
what?
those clowns? Do you remember when y'all said this?
Remember that one time you wore that slave Leia
Oh,
Star Wars wasn't the shit?
Dang.
damn.
Yeah, but
What's
shout
up
out
with
to
that,
him, and we hope that the new family is enjoying this time of changing a whole bunch of diapers and getting a little sleep.
Yeah.
No sleep. Good thing he's a gamer.
We won't
Oh,
see,
actually,
we
they're
won't
both
see
gamers.
seeing Stitch for a while unless he jumps in the chat room.
Well, he says he's gonna be here next week, but I'm like, okay.
Sure.
Yeah, we gonna see.
I mean, you could probably call in.
Yeah,
Can you
Definitely.
Skype in?
yeah. Who knows? We'll deal with next
you-
week when we get to.
You know what? I
next
can't really talk because, well, actually, no.
I found the key under the rock.
week. Good fucking shit. All right. Whom should have saw the Sonic movie?
Oh, I
Oh,
saw
I
it.
did. I
Dude.
did.
Yeah.
I saw it yesterday.
Okay. Internet's kind of buzzing. Good. Pretty good numbers for this holiday weekend. What y'all think?
I thought it was really good. Even like thinking about how when they first released the trailer and it looked like hot shit garbage, I was like, I didn't even know I wanted a Sonic movie until I watched the Sonic movie. Like it was actually pretty good. There was a lot of Easter because the Sega Genesis was kind of my first console that I started. I
okay.
mean, I played Nintendo and stuff like
You're
that.
one of those
but
people, huh?
No. So in my household, we had 2 Nintendos, and both of them were my brothers, and they wouldn't really let me play with it.
You're talking about the NES first.
Yeah, the
generation.
NES. Yeah, the first gen NES. And I got the Sega. I brought a Sega with my own money because like I had to have it. And Sonic was the first game I played, so he
Nice.
kind of like my gaming mascot. So to see him on the big screen and him portrayed pretty well, I thought was really good. I mean, the movie had some problems that I had with it, like Jim Carrey did a lot, and it just
I mean,
some of the shit didn't make
what he
sense
does.
what he was doing.
He plays the evil Doctor.
Yeah, he plays Dr.
Brad
Robotnik.
Robotnik.
Which
I
is weird
mean-
because he's like not fat.
No,
Yeah.
he's not.
But I mean, he looks pretty cool, like in the black trench coat, and when he finally wears like the red like Dr. Robotnik outfit,
Yeah.
he looks pretty fucking dope. But I couldn't really see a fat Dr. Robotnik. It would be like, how can he, like, I don't know, it just seems like he'd be unhealthy to be like intelligent or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of fat people that are pretty intelligent.
Yeah, but
I find it odd as well. I'm like, if you were that smart, why don't you just fucking lose weight?
Yeah.
Live
Oh,
longer.
wow.
Damn.
I'm just saying. Though.
find some other kind of supplements to nourish your body.
I mean,
What you think on that, Jim?
yeah. I didn't know. I didn't think this movie would be as good as I thought. I had a lot of fun. This is a good like family. It's weird because it's family friendly.
Is
friendly.
this PG? Is this PG or PG-13?
I'm pretty sure it's PG. They don't really swear a whole lot.
Okay.
I mean, Jim Carrey.
all.
What I noticed is that it's been in my front of my face a bunch of times, but every time Jim Carrey stars in a movie, they give him a platform to Jim Carrey it up.
Yeah.
Where he does like his little monologue, where he shows his physical comedy, where he just goes off the cuff and does whatever he
I
wants.
me's been in some dramas too.
Yes,
Eternal Sunshine.
but when
wasn't
it
much
does
of a
when
comedy.
it does comedy,
Okay.
when he does comedy, there's a moment where he is center stage and he does all his physical stuff. It's funny but unnecessary.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
no.
still funny, but
Not well. I don't know. Nobody says that kind of stuff about like a Robin Williams.
Yep.
Like when Robin Williams is in like a comedic role, he plays basically himself. And I feel like that's kind of like the same thing that Jim Carrey does. Even like Eddie Murphy when he was like playing comedic roles, same deal. There's other actors too that basically like kind of play themselves. And that's kind of like what you expect when they're in certain kinds of movies. Like you wouldn't expect them to do that like in a drama, right? Which is
oh no, he doesn't do that in drama. But
Right.
this is like there's a scene where he just riffs. You can tell he's riffing.
Yeah.
And it's like he's showing off because he's literally like waiting for something to download or to load. So he's doing like the VR gaming. So he's like he's
skiing.
running. Yeah, he's like running from a T-Rex.
Yeah.
And he does this thing where it bites his head. So he lowers his head to look like his head's been missing. He's all waving his hands, looking for his head. He like does the little dance and stuff. He's just doing his physical comedy stuff, and it's basically just like a little filler scene. But he
Yeah.
does it a lot in a lot of his comedies.
Was it distracting or you?
No,
like that?
it's funny, but it doesn't do anything for the rest of the
Yeah, it
film.
doesn't,
It doesn't
like-
move nothing forward.
Yeah, it doesn't move anything forward, but it's awkward because his character is serious throughout the series, like throughout the movie. He's like a serious
Oh.
character, but then all
I
of a sudden
don't-
he has like this
I don't
funny
think-
scene, which is like,
I don't think he was that serious. I mean, I was cracking up every time he was on scene because he's literally talking shit to everybody. He's throat chopping people.
dick. Did he
He-
punch one dude in the dick, or did he?
Oh, he does punch one dude in
Yeah.
the dick.
God damn.
So
No,
he
it
has
was
an
basically like a
assistant.
scene. It was like a scene from Dumb and Dumber where he's like, "Oh, you're open," and punches
Yeah.
the fucking crotch.
Oh.
So he has an assistant that he treats like a punching bag, and the assistant like idolizes him, but he calls him stupid. He says you can't think on my level type thing. He throat chops him, slaps him around. He literally tells him at one point, "Pin yourself to the wall." So he does it using his own fucking hand and
Yeah.
shit as he bitches him out. It's funny.
So for the movie, like this is obviously an adaptation of this famous video game franchise, but it's from the early '90s when it started. What do they want with Sonic? His speed, some kind of way? I'm guessing.
So he's a refugee. So
Yeah, so he's from a
he's
different
unknown.
Dimension
So-
or planet?
Yeah, he's from either. Yeah, I think he says that the rings give him interdimensional travel. So where he's from,
that was in some of the later games. Too,
yeah,
right?
it is
Yeah,
in the
it
later
was.
games.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Like
where
Dreamcast era.
he's from, he has the creature that raised him sends him off to where she thinks he'll be safe and tells him to stay out of the way, kind of thing. Sends him to Earth. So he's there for 10 years.
10 years go by.
Yeah, he's in Montana, like
Okay.
away from he's near a small town, so he keeps himself lives underground and whatnot. But then something happens where he's seen. He does something that basically lets people know that he's around.
Then he gets shot because he's in Montana.
They,
That's what would definitely happen if you were in Montana and looked real different from everything else.
I mean,
If
they
you
got
were
to.
like- if you're an alien, basically.
Yeah,
Basically,
I mean,
yeah.
you got to catch him first. But
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
the guy. There's one guy who believes him, tries to catch him. Sonic
He's like
fucks
the
with
local
him.
kook.
Yeah, I mean, he does try to shoot him, but Sonic is too
Yeah.
fast, and so he finds the local PD that he's been technically stalking. So,
Help
I
me-
mean, my real question is there really black people in Montana or not?
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Onesie twosies.
I heard Montana's beautiful.
I'm sure it is, but I mean, are they us up there or
Dark
not?
Not many.
Yeah, but there shouldn't be many. But there's not many people in Montana in general. Though.
Truth.
Yeah.
Well,
Truthiness?
one really cool thing I like about this is that the original Sonic version in Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, we had like the little chubby Sonic with like the short legs and he would run around. Now we have like more of the streamlined like long legs, like more fit looking Sonic. But they kind of tease on that in the beginning because they show like that's Sonic basically as a kid, like that's him as a kid. And so when they show that scene, I'm like, that's pretty fucking clever for them to do that. So he still has like the short little chubbiness of him, but then as he gets older, he's more of the basically streamlined Sonic. Basically,
Well, I mean, let's also talk about the studio that changed. So this is the first. You haven't talked about it yet, but the fact that they got a huge backlash over the actual character design of Sonic, and because of the backlash, they actually went back. This is the Trolls won. I mean, we all trolled it.
Yeah.
And we won. They actually went back and redesigned the character. And if they hadn't redesigned the character, I can guarantee you it would have fucking bombed.
Yeah,
It hell
probably.
of a bomb.
Nobody had interest in the first look.
Yeah,
of it.
so I'm real happy that it was successful. That it debuted at #1 and it beat Birds of Prey. I'm happy that like the Trolls won, but also the Trolls came out and watched the movie.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like definitely don't troll a movie and then they change it and then don't watch it.
watch
That'd be
it,
real
yeah.
fucked up because then like this shit would never work again. But in this instance, I'm like, oh, it's great. This is like I kind of want to see it, but I gotta pick and choose what I watch because I got a toddler.
Yeah.
So
Your toddler might like this. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's-
I don't know if
it's-
she'll
it's
sit
PG.
still for it.
yeah, you ever took a toddler to a movie theater?
Yes, I
It's
have.
It's real fucking hit or miss.
Oh yeah.
Well, speaking of that, so when I went to go watch it, I saw it Sunday morning matinee, and I was like, at first I was like, man, when I chose my seat, like there was hella seats available. I'm like, okay, cool, this gonna be empty fucking theater. I get there, I was wrong. I guess there was like a Boy Scout, Girl Scout crew that had booked out seats, so like
wow.
the majority of the theater was filled with fucking kids. I'm like.
Good.
One of the minor. I was probably the only adult there by himself. But luckily there was a couple that was sitting next to me, and they were adults too. So I'm like, oh, maybe people think I blend in with them. But overall, like there was like a little toddler off to the side of me, and they did pretty well. I mean, they were standing up in the seat every now and then, but I was so focused in the movie, I didn't even really pay attention too much to them.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah.
Oh god dang.
So let me ask you this though: to a normal-sized adult, does like Sonic come up when he's standing up? Does he come up to like the waist or the knee? How tall is he?
He's
to
probably
a-
like a little bit
like a
above the
kid.
knee.
He's like
Okay.
the size of a
Alright.
kid. He's
Probably,
not.
yeah.
He's not very big.
That's kind of what I would have assumed.
Yeah.
as well
Yeah,
from the game.
I think at tallest he comes up to the waist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's
Very
kid
tallest.
size and he's
Yes,
just super fast.
He's
Yeah.
definitely kid size.
Okay.
So I mean, but the jokes are kind of funny. I mean, he makes pop culture jokes.
Yeah.
They're
Like,
some of them are pretty funny. There's one that might be like a little gray, but it's still funny. I love Jim Carrey. I mean, he Jim Carrey's his role, but it still works. He's still evil in this, and it worked out. I mean, I think it would be weird if Robotnik was kind of chubby, but in this, because he loves technology, his machines and shit kind of resemble the game just a little bit more,
Yeah.
more updated, more dangerous because they're shooting through shit like real bullets shooting up someone's home, lasers and shit. And it's pretty. They actually have cool machines, like the little. The one of them is like a blend between like the fucking tumbler from Batman and like a.
and the motorcycle.
Yeah, it's like fucking crazy, and it like breaks down more and more and shit. The more they blow it up, I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. I actually think that if they do it right, they could technically introduce the Super Mario Brothers through this film.
They definitely were hinting at it.
Yeah, because
Like-
I was like, oh, they could literally do this.
Well, there's I wouldn't say it's an Easter egg, but there's so Sonic, when he once he's discovered, he realized that he has to leave our world and go to like the next world. Well, the next world is a planet full of mushrooms, and
Oh,
they keep
shit.
alleviating to that. I'm like, that's fucking Mario. That's
Yeah,
Mushroom
I'm like,
Kingdom.
dude,
they're constantly hitting at that.
yeah, I
So
mean,
wait,
dude,
who owns this one? Like, who made this movie?
this is a Paramount film.
Yeah, it's a Paramount
Oh.
film.
However, there's a Sega production company that let them do this. I mean, they did this right. This worked.
They
this
did it.
worked.
Gotcha.
This worked. There's like maybe one near miss, but everything else, like there's a scene where I guess when they come to San Francisco and
Yeah.
the Trans-American building, he's looking for his rings. And I'm like, why don't you just run up the side of it? But I guess he didn't know he could or whatever. He does on the way down, but he doesn't go up.
Yeah, he doesn't know
So,
his full powers, basically.
Yeah, so I mean, it still works.
Yeah, they did a really good job with this movie.
Let me ask you this: do you know who does the voice of Sonic in this?
No idea.
I do. He's the guy. He's from. I want to say he's from. Not from Park and Rec.
Really?
Like if you see a picture of him, like,
Is he from
oh, okay, I
Community?
do know that guy. He's a comedian, and he does a really good job of doing Sonic's voice. Like,
Okay.
you know, him kind of like being kiddish and
I think Cronus is looking it up right now.
talking.
Who's the voice?
It's,
Ben Schwartz.
yeah,
Oh.
Okay.
I can't think of
Where's
what he's
this guy?
been
We
in,
know
but
him?
you know his face. Like he's been in a lot of stuff, but
I sort of know his face.
was it in Community?
He's in things.
Okay.
He's in Parks and Rec.
Oh,
Okay,
Park and
that's
Rec,
where
he's
yeah,
from.
that's where he's from. Well, it's about the same damn show, basically.
Oh,
yeah, pretty much.
That's what I feel
It's
like.
full of people. They
Yeah.
act and stuff.
It was on TV.
He's also in.
he's in
he
House
does-
of Lies.
Oh
I heard
wow,
it.
he does a bunch of like
Voice
voice acting. Yeah, he's in DuckTales, BoJack
Nice.
Horseman, The Rise of the Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
a bunch of
nice.
stuff, Yeah.
Good
Well,
shit. I mean,
good
it sounds
for
like
him.
they got it spot on though.
Yeah.
did, yeah.
Now somebody compared this, as far as like numbers goes, compared it to Pikachu Pet Detectives, because that was
Yeah.
another recent video game adaptation movie that came
That did
out.
that made a lot of money.
Yeah, and like I would say Sonic and Pikachu are probably up there with each other, but I would put Pikachu a little bit higher just because it had a little bit more action. It was a little bit more funny, and there was more like animated characters make you feel like you're in the Pokemon world, basically.
However, with this, I feel like this gets you more in the feels because they attack the family dynamic because he's alone. He's one of his own. I mean, there's no mention of Tails or of Shadow.
Didn't he have a
or-
girlfriend too? The pink
Yeah,
one?
the pink one. There's no. He thinks he's alone, and I think they are doing good by focusing on him, not showing his other likeness or his other species that are out there, and they have a way of doing it. And I think this is a great launch pad, a great setup. Comparing it to Pikachu, I felt like this was just as much there, but a little bit more focused, I guess. Cool. There's not as many Pokemon to distract you from the rest of it. So, I mean, I know there's a lot of people that are into Pokemon, but I never was, so I'm more towards Sonic in that aspect.
Good shit. I mean, look, video game movies being good,
It's rare.
making good movies.
Rare.
You know, we wanted this for what was it, World of Warcraft and a bunch of
shit.
other stuff.
I haven't seen that film, but I heard it was actually pretty good.
It was okay. I mean,
I haven't seen
it had a high production value, but it's like, it's one of those things to where it's so specific to the game, where it's like most people are just like, meh.
If they got all of the WoW players, you know what I mean, to watch it, it would have been a huge hit.
Yeah, but you know, this is the problem with nerds. We're fucking assholes.
Yes, we
Like,
are.
if it's not just exactly like the way I want it.
Oh, true.
It's like, get the fuck
True.
out of here.
I mean, look at Star Wars.
Yeah.
Just saying. Did anyone watch the Assassin's Creed film with Fassbender?
No.
No.
I totally forgot that came out. I didn't watch none of that. I was like, what?
We had somebody on the podcast who's actually in the movie.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
And then Tomb Raider had a movie a couple years ago.
Well, and also the originals with Angelina Jolie. That did pretty well in the
That
theaters,
is-
too.
Yeah, those
really
were
well.
fun.
And that silver
But-
suit, I'm just saying.
So they're
Bad looking.
they're prepping to. They're literally in pre-production of a second Tomb Raider. I guess apparently the story will combine Rise of the Tomb Raider and Shadow of the Tomb Raider in one film, and they already have locations set, and they're supposed to set filming in like 2 months.
I wish them luck, but I'm not all that excited.
The first one wasn't the reboot. I guess to me was not it.
I mean, here's the thing, man. She ain't no Angelina. Those are hard shoes to fucking fill. You know what I mean?
I mean, even the game, to me, the game was way more compelling than the film. I mean, I get what they're trying to do, but by the time I felt like they actually covered the story of the game, it was already like 45 minutes in, and it felt like it was way too late for me.
Yep. All right, let's switch it up. Kronos, tell us a little bit about this Amazon show. Al Pacino, Hunter.
Oh, shit.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah. So apparently the NDA has dropped. I can talk about it now.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the whole season yet, but Jordan Peele did a show for Amazon. It's called Hunters, and it's a real fucked up show. All right, so it's a show about Nazi hunters, and it's not like what was that? The one with the fucking
Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards. It's not,
I
it's
love
not like that because it's in America, where basically it's kind of like alternative history to America.
Like the High Castle one?
Yeah, where Nazis have secretly invaded America and like nobody really knows.
Oh.
But it's also like loosely based on like real shit that happened. Because if y'all didn't know this, like after World War II happened and we ended the war, we hired a shitload of Nazi scientists and shit like that to like develop our NASA program.
Yeah, there would be no NASA without them.
No. And they kind of go, NASA's in this shit, like later on in the show,
Good.
they're just like asking like, what the fuck? Who are these people?
Mm-hmm.
Thought they were just like refugees. And it's like, no, the fuck they weren't. Yeah, the show is like, it's disturbing on multiple levels. First of all, it's graphic.
Oh yes, the first 5 minutes. Holy shit.
Yeah, the first 5 minutes is fucking. It's graphic in like through the visuals and also through like just the general like content of like what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like I haven't even like I showed everybody on the cast like the first 5 minutes of the show, and it's just like if the first 5 minutes doesn't engage you, then the show's not going to be for you. But it's going to be engaging for like most people, and for some people, like just what happens in that first 5 minutes might be too much. And it only gets like worse from there as far as like violence and content goes. It's disturbing.
Yeah.
So I mean, kids die, fucking people get tortured, all kinds of fucked up shit happens. To me, it's just so far it's just as good as The Boys.
Ooh, high praise.
For me, but it's actually kind of similar to The Boys, but like the main character is kind of more the main character is more human than Huey is in The Boys.
What episode are you on now?
I'm on like 3 or 4.
Okay.
And like the main character, when he has to comes to grips with like actual like severe violence, and like in The Boys, Huey had no like he was going through like trauma, but he kind of like just let it sit deep in his soul. Like this other kid, he was just like some fucked up shit. Like he thought he knew what was going on.
Oh yeah.
And then when he saw like the way they like treated like these Nazi motherfuckers, he was just like, I don't know if I'm ready for this shit. So
does it all take place in like on that clip we saw was in the late 70s? Is it all late
yes.
70s?
Well,
Okay.
the main storyline is in the 70s, but there's flashbacks into like
During the war? Or?
during World War II.
Okay.
And that's when shit gets really fucked up too.
I bet.
Because there's like scenes where like you see like what Nazis did to these Jews, and it's just like, man, it is so fucked up. So like that's one of the appeals of the show is like they show you like this fucked up shit that the Nazis were doing to these Jews, and you're just like, I want their uppins to come, and they fucking come.
Good.
But like the shit that you have to watch, like the Jews go through, it's just like it's so fucking horrific that it's just like some people are just gonna be like, I can't watch this sort of content, but it's based upon things that like really happened. So I think it's like important for people to like really appreciate what happened. And what I think is really cool is that we have a director who's obviously I don't know if Jordan Peele is Jewish. I don't think he is.
I have no idea. He could be.
There's some black Jewish people out there. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
like the singer.
I know what you're talking about.
Sammy Davis Jr.
Sammy Davis Jr. Yeah.
Oh no, I was thinking Lenny Kravitz.
Like,
yeah,
that's another
yeah,
one.
yeah. That's one.
There's a few.
But the fact, even if he wasn't Jewish, or if he was Jewish, the fact that you have somebody out there that's going like deep into, first of all, what happened to the Jews during World War II, so people don't forget because it's important. Just like you don't forget fucking slavery, definitely don't forget the fucking Holocaust because that was horrific as well. But also going like deep into like Jewish lore.
Good.
And like showing that, you know, this is what I was thinking too. It's just like during World War II, it's like I'm fairly certain that not all the Jews just like got rounded up. Like some of them had to have, like fought back, and some of them had to been like, you
obviously,
know,
like
secret.
Anne Frank. I mean,
Yeah, but she didn't fight back though.
She didn't. But
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
she was
could.
a
She's
kid.
yeah, she was a kid. I mean,
We're not gonna hold it against
Yeah,
her.
no.
But we always say fuck them kids.
me too.
But definitely not Anne Frank. That's
No,
fucked up.
no.
Yeah.
We don't want that out there.
There's one of the resistance fighting group was like comprised of French Jews.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name. They were like semi-famous because they were a small group, but they're killing a bunch of Nazis out there. But
It is pronounced Nazis.
just like is that wait Nazis? Is that similar to Naker?
Oh.
Yeah, like that one.
Jordan Peele's wife is Jewish.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be cool if she like
Had an
sat down
influence
with him and like influenced it because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like these are. It's really interesting to have like an alternative history like this.
Oh
Like,
shit! His wife is from Oakland.
Oh,
nice.
wow.
There we go.
Okay.
That's crazy.
So like, in the show, it's just like it's super interesting how like they brought like these group of people together that like figured out that there was like Nazis in America and like hunting them down, and they don't even realize at first like how deep the problem goes.
Oh shit!
Like they were just found in like they found like a couple of them.
Yeah.
And then like they didn't know there was like a whole bunch more.
Oh yeah.
And it's like the way they get back at them, like it's pretty good. But then there's also like they're showing like two sides of the story. Like they're showing you like the hunters going after, you know, these Nazis, and then they also show the side of like the Nazis that infiltrated America, and like how they have like their own like heroes. There's, you know, how they infiltrated America, and then like how deep they're entrenched, and they have like basically like this fucking super Nazi dude that's just like this fucking total badass.
This sounds like Wolfenstein.
Yeah, it's like it's fucking like the super Nazi guy was just like, I was like, bruh, like he was fucking people up with like a bowling ball and shit, and like threatening, like he's talking to like, I'll just give you like a small example. Like he's on a plane, he's sitting next to like he's got a window seat, and next to him is like a kid, and next to the kid is his mom. And so the lady is, the stewardess is going down the plane, like, you know, saying, hey, do you want some peanuts? And the lady goes, oh, you know, no, you know, my son's allergic to peanuts. And this Nazi guy, who we know is a Nazi at this point because he's done, like, fucked up shit. Yeah. Horrific shit. And then he's like, oh, I'll take some peanuts. And then he sits there, opens them up. He's like, how allergic is he? And she kind of breaks it down. And he's like, okay, I'm just going to eat these peanuts. And then breaks down basically how he's a weak bitch through his genes. And
Damn.
That we used to have this thing before we had drugs. Like somebody like him would have just died, and he's not pure.
Damn.
And fuck him and fuck you. Basically, I was just like calmly, and he's like, "You sure you don't want some of these? This is your medicine. You want some of this?
Yeah, you want to end your life?
Yeah." I was just like, dude, and like the guy. There was like another scene with the same dude, where like he's doing his laundry, and you can see like the Nazi tattoo on his shoulder.
Okay.
And like a black chick is like looking at his tattoo, and he's doing his laundry, and it's like, yeah. Like you can't mix the whites with the colors, because you know what happens when you do that.
Shit.
The colors bleed, and it was just like,
damn.
dude,
Damn.
And it's like that's just the small like
fucking
example
dark.
of how fucked up this show is.
Is it out right now for the general public?
It comes out
In
it
a
comes out on
day.
the 21st.
It says, yeah, there's a countdown on IMDb.
Isn't that Friday? I think that's Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it'll probably drop like midnight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
That's
just like the
fucking
boys. Actually, no, they dropped the boys like a day early.
They
I
might
think.
drop this early because I mean
Yeah.
I think so far on Rotten Tomatoes it's like 75%, but I'm pretty sure when like
It'll go up.
it'll go up after like everybody gets a chance to watch it, because so far I'm like it almost feels like me, it's like a mix between like a blaxploitation film and like The Boys, because like Jordan Peele definitely has like this blaxploitation style.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the 70s too. That fits.
Yeah, and so it's like really like, especially when they introduce like who all the hunters are, it's like super like blaxploitation style, and like even though they're not black, there's like a couple black people in the show, but it's a great show so far.
So they all
I'm
come
really
out like
enjoying it.
Shaft and shit. They all have their
Basically,
theme song.
they got
That's
explosions
awesome.
and shit. Like
I like it.
quick
That's awesome.
backstory. Like why is this chick like a nun? They break down like it's. You'll see. It's
can't
like
wait.
it's good. I like it.
Dude.
It's interesting. The guy who plays, I can't remember his name, the guy from The Boys whose girlfriend get killed by the speedster dude.
Oh
Huey,
yeah, yeah.
Huey, yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually Meg Ryan's son.
Oh shit.
Well, really?
Yeah, like the Sweetness and I were watching, not Sleeps in Seattle, When Harry Met Sally, and I looked her
You were
up.
watching what?
We were watching not Sleeps in Seattle. When Harry Met Sally, because she never seen it before.
He's gotta get pussy somehow.
Yeah, man, what the hell? Anyway, so because I was curious on how old she was, and so I looked her up, and I was like, oh, she's got a son. So I clicked on the picture of her son, and it was like, oh, that's a dude from The Boys.
Very
That's
nice.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Basically, there's a character. The main character in Hunters is basically like Huey in The Boys, but like way more humanized.
Nice.
Because like Huey, I think in The Boys, one of his flaws is that he disconnects like almost immediately from like reality.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the main character in this show, he does not. He thinks he can disconnect,
Yeah.
but he definitely cannot.
Okay.
So, but he's definitely an important part of the story.
Is Al Pacino like in it, or is he
He's
a
in it.
cameo? Okay.
No, he's in it.
Okay.
He's like, I'm not gonna tell you who he is, but he's very important to the show.
Good
like
shit.
you couldn't have this show without the Al Pacino character. Like it would just fall apart.
Dude, I mean, this is awesome. I love The Boys, but this has like a bona fide like 40-year history plus superstar of acting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that gives it some serious weight. When I heard Pacino was in it and I saw the trailer, I was like, I'm down to watch this.
Yeah,
And I like the
yeah.
premise as well.
Oh, he does like a great job, and they even make like pop culture references. Like, I didn't know you had Batman money. I was just like, what? Oh no, I didn't think you had Bruce Wayne money. Like,
Yeah.
shit like that. Like, it's pretty funny, and like watching like a kid like dealing with grief. Well, he's not really a kid. He's a young adult
Good shit.
dealing with grief in like a more young adult way. Is like it's good to see that they made it more human than like in other shows.
Good shit.
Like, because I think there's too many shows out there where like the main character is like a badass who just kind of rolls with the punches.
Mm-hmm.
But in this one, it's like he tries, but it's like it's not. Like, I think he reacts like a normal person would.
That's good.
Like, people think that they could be desensitized to violence without actually seeing violence. Like the first time you see like what human remains look like after an extreme extreme violence, like a
Yep.
bullet to the head or something like that. Like, if you don't throw up, like,
You might be a serial killer.
well, I mean, I didn't throw up, but it's
Yeah.
just like it takes like a certain kind of person. I'm also like I'm a trained person.
Yeah.
If you're an average Joe and you see like extreme violence like that, it's gonna do something to you. And I think in this show, it kind of shows you how it does something to you.
Good. Good shit. Everybody's going to be watching it this fucking weekend.
Dude, I just watched the trailer that's posted up on IMDb, and it's literally snippets of the first 5 minutes. Like what they show in there.
First 5 minutes is so fucking.
Yeah, it cuts out all the cool shit basically.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah,
man.
it's fucking crazy.
Nobody likes Nazis.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
Fuck them.
Yo, speaking of Nazis, did y'all listen? This is sort of segueing, but did y'all listen to the Daryl Davis episode of the Joe Rogan
I
Experience?
still need to listen to it. I have it on my,
God damn it!
want to watch
This
list.
is a fucking must listen for anybody that listens to this podcast. The Joe Rogan Experience podcast with Daryl Davis. He's the guy who got more than like 200 Klan members to like put down their robes and like just quit the KKK.
That's good.
It's so important because he breaks down on like an historical level like what is wrong with racism in America right now, on like why it's weird right now that there are still racists here. And one of the things that really rung home with me is like, remember like a couple years ago when you had the Tiki Torch guys that were running around, and then like I didn't understand, like I knew it was fucked up, but what he wrote down was like, did you even understand that when this happened, all the media was focused on was white nationalism, right? But nobody questioned why there were people like that were carrying Nazi flags in that.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Well, no.
yeah.
I mean, I did hear a lot about that for Charlottesville, at least.
Well, so listen to this. Like, people that are like quote unquote white nationalists, why the fuck are they siding with Nazis? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Like, we fought the Nazis during World War II. The Nazis killed hundreds of thousands of Americans. Why the fuck are the Klansmen siding with the Nazis right now? Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. And I
Yeah.
think it's something that the media didn't even like catch upon at all, and it perpetuates this like weird racist society because they live in like an underbelly, but nobody's questioning it. Like, why are people accepting the fact that Nazis are here in America with other Americans? Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, and there's always been Nazi sympathizers and neo-Nazis.
Yeah.
But here in America, if you're an American and you really feel like you're like the pure American, that's what most Klansmen believe, right? That's pure white America. It's like what they talk about.
I guess.
Why the fuck would you believe in the Nazi movement?
I don't.
Like, you're definitely not a fucking Aryan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make any goddamn sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't get it either. I mean, what's weird to me also is like a lot of them, I guess different factions of them don't believe that the internment camps and whatnot, they basically didn't believe the Holocaust didn't happen. They say it was fake and all this
There's
shit.
plenty of shitty-ass Holocaust
I'm
deniers.
like,
and
wait,
not
what?
all, I will say this, though. It's not just all white supremacists. There are
No,
some
yeah.
awful people of a lot of different ethnicities. I'll never forget, I met in my job once, a Holocaust denier, because he heard my first name, and I don't know what the fuck this guy was thinking. He assumed that I was going to side with him, and I was like, just please leave. Please leave. Because I don't know where it came from, but He was not a white person.
Was he American?
No.
Okay.
No, but in any
Wow.
event, I'm just saying that there's a lot of people who believe
I
dumb
I could
conspiracy
almost guarantee
bullshit.
you-
What's his name? Uncle Ruckus.
Oh shit!
Was he one of those? What do they call them? The Black Israelites?
No,
No.
he was not. But he was just a anyway fucked up person.
Yeah, I don't. It's like denying that slavery existed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, it's like we have people that are alive today. Well, there's very few of them now that still have tattoos in their arm.
Yep.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That were definitely there, and like to sit there and deny that it happened, like doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, first of all, if you're gonna deny that it happened, why would somebody lie about that? What would they gain from that?
Yeah.
Like seriously.
Well,
Especially
it's-
when there's like hundreds of thousands of people that corroborate the story.
Yeah,
and
it-
you can go to the camps.
Yeah.
It's-
Oh
it's-
yeah.
it's
That's all bad.
It's first of all, it's anti-Semitic bullshit where they believe this ridiculous fantasy conspiracy. I don't even want to entertain it. I mean, we all know that what the historical record says. It's true. If you don't believe in it, then it's almost like someone who is a flat earther or believes we
yeah.
didn't go to the moon, or I mean, there's all kinds of ridiculous
Well, but
conspiracy theories.
It's even worse than that though, because if you want to be a flat earther, it doesn't hurt anybody. If
Yeah,
you want to be a
true.
fucking say we didn't go to the moon, it doesn't really hurt anybody. But if you want to deny
true.
somebody's actual experience of being tortured and killed,
Yeah, that's true.
like,
And branded.
that's a serious problem.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't recognize the humanity. You know what? We're gonna we'll go down rabbit holes with this one.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm gonna grab the wheel. goddammit.
Yeah.
We mentioned this last week. Very important. You know, on Black and Black Times Infinity, we deliver the weebiest
Here
of
it comes.
weeb pervy sage news. Goddammit, and you know what I'm about to get into right here. Interspecies Reviewers has taken the anime hentai ecchi watching world by fucking storm.
Yeah, the fuck it does.
What I mean by that, this show is on the fucking top of the My Anime list, above Full Metal Alchemist and Naruto Shippuden, and what people are upvoting it. Now I know, in full disclosure, a lot of people are overly enthusiastic about giving it a 10 out of 10 based on giving a middle finger to Funimation for dropping the fucking show. And a few, there was like a Tokyo-based TV series or a TV channel that
There's
dropped
TV
it. There's a lot of,
Well,
Crunchyroll doesn't have it. A lot of stations don't have it now based on it being quote-unquote out of compliance from a censorship standpoint.
Prodigy, before you go into your whole fucking spiel, where the fuck do you watch this? 'Cause
That's what I was going to tell you. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. I want that first.
Yeah. So you can watch it right now, uncensored, on Pornhub.
So just go to porn. Okay.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
go to Pornhub, enter in
It's subtitled and
Interspecies
everything.
Reviewers. It's subtitled. There's 6 episodes now. I haven't watched the 5th and the 6th one quite yet. I'll probably do that tonight. I have to take every 5 minutes a little fat break from the cataracts.
God.
But this is actually a fun fucking show. It's a lot like when how I got slimed. What was that show?
This time I got something in the slime.
Slime one, or even
Reincarnated slime, yeah.
Goblin Slayers or whatever, except there's brothels and there's fucking fairies getting fucked and foodoo and all kinds of different species that are getting evaluated in the brothels.
The first episode I saw, the guy goes to I kind of was jumping ahead. I want to get to the good part, but he basically goes to this brothel, and behind the counter is a fairy, and
Yeah.
she's like basically like, let me see your dick.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, he like whips it out, and he's like, well, I'm a little embarrassed, like you're watching and stuff like that. She's all, oh, whatever, and she like shows off her tits. And then she's like probably like the size of like Tinkerbell compared to Peter Pan.
Yeah.
She like flies over, like lands on his dick, and it's like griming back and forth, and she's like nonchalantly just talking like, oh yeah, baby, how do you like that? It was so fucking funny,
Tell me
dude.
what you want.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. I mean, it truly is a comedy. And I will say this, too. My favorite part, I think it was on episode 3 or 4, where they do the whole build-a-bitch kind of scenario. You can build your fucking waifu. And, of course, the fucking weebs went crazy for this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
Everybody loves it.
I
It
will
is a good anime.
It's
I will
pretty
I will
fucking
say
funny.
this.
It's a hentai.
Yeah. So you can watch it censored or uncensored.
Go ahead.
So I can understand why Funimation may have dropped it if they had it uncensored, because it goes full on hentai. So there's an episode where the 3 reviewers change genders at one of the brothels.
I remember that.
So they take its potion that changes them to girls, and like one of the characters is Fuda.
Yep.
So like when they drink the potion, they lose their male. They have both parts.
There's a few fooders.
So they lose their male genitalia drinking the potion, and so they're like, well, we want to know what it's like from a woman's experience or from the female experience. And so the one that's like Fuda is like, hey, what if we like, experiment with guys? They're like, no, fuck that. we want to hook up with those chicks. They're basically shaming this other character because they want to know from a woman's perspective. And so when they actually have sex, one of them chooses like this slime woman, and she says, we're gonna do some BDSM type stuff. You're gonna get bonded and maybe a little torture.
Did Riri show up?
Yeah.
Well,
So when you watch it uncensored, they actually show penetration through tentacles, and they actually show like this tentacle lady person like actually nut inside this person. When you watch the uncensored version, you still see TNA. And you see them like thrusting and stuff, but you don't see them finish or whatnot. It's still pretty fucking risque.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
it's very risky.
I like how Odin just saw all versions of this shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw both
I
versions.
saw
I'm
it in
like,
fucking French, Spanish.
yeah. So I will say this:
play.
there's no fucking plot to this. There's no
How dare you?
what. So what's the fucking plot?
Brothels.
enough said.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no connective tissue. Don't get me wrong; it is fucking funny,
It's hilarious.
but there's no real fucking story. There's nothing that connects each episode to each other. You can literally watch an episode. You can watch it out of order and still be okay, except for maybe one.
Yeah, you gotta get the background.
So I guess. I mean, I say demand more from your fucking ecchi fucking.
Oh, do you have a better recommendation that's out right now for ecchi stuff?
Well, it's more hentai, but at least it has a story.
Well, this is hentai. You're talking about penetration. It's hentai.
Yeah, but I will say this though: if you're watching the censored version,
It's still pretty fucking crazy.
it's on that borderline.
It's HBO
It's like-
Skinemax.
It's
That's like
Skinemax.
saying if you watch like a censored version of La Blue Girl, then it's all of a sudden anime, not hentai.
No, but for this, there are series like this that are super ecchi and have these censored, blocked out parts that almost go to that hentai level, but they don't.
But if you're talking about penetration, I mean, that's
Yeah, but
This-
if you don't
Well, like,
show
it's like that one where the guy who lived with a bunch of like half animal girls or whatever.
You're talking about Monster Girl?
Yeah, Monster Girl.
Yeah.
Like for that one, like that's kind of borderline hentai because you have scenes that are very sexual, but
Yep.
there's no like true penetration.
And that one's on Crunchyroll and several
Yeah,
others. That was
yeah.
part of the controversy that a lot of weebs pointed out. There are shows that are right on that borderline, but they censor out, anything that goes truly beyond like
Yeah.
full-on penetration,
Well, but-
and they're still on the sites.
So it's kind of like when they had remember when what was that the fucking Roach show?
Oh, Terraform Mars.
Terraform Mars, when they came out and it was like censored, and I was like, what is this fucking nonsense?
Mm-hmm.
And there was an uproar, and then all of a sudden they came out with the uncensored version, and I was
Yep.
like, all right, I can get down with this shit.
and that was just violence.
That was just violence.
Yeah.
So with the interspecies reviewer, though, it's like literally titties every 10 to 15 seconds. So if you edited that out, you're looking at a black bar for literally 30 minutes.
Yeah, so I mean it's hentai, and it's okay
So-
that it's hentai. Like I don't understand why there's like a problem with calling.
I
it
mean,
hentai.
yeah, I mean, as
it's
far
like calling porn.
yeah, I mean, this
Instead
is
of adult
literally
entertainment.
this is why Prodigy loves this. This is literally hentai haven categories. You put all those categories in one
Yes.
TV show.
Tick all the boxes.
The only one that doesn't check is incest. Everything else is fucking there.
Oh,
Yeah.
what episode are you on?
I finished it.
Wait, okay. Wait, it's still going though.
Yeah, but
Okay.
there's only 6 posted.
I would say just wait. Some of the
That's
people who
when you
read,
say I'm caught up. Not
yeah,
you finished it.
but
Okay.
I was gonna say some of the people who read the manga are indicating that all you need to do is wait, old ninja.
So I guess. I
We
mean,
gonna
I,
get into that brother sister shit.
I
Check
guess
the next-
that's, I guess
check
that's
the
what you're
next box.
waiting for. I mean, my thing is there's no competition between the reviewers. I mean, dude, if you're getting paid to fuck in a brothel, and when you were these 3 people, wouldn't you think with all these other beings around there, like, hey, I like brothels, I want to get paid, I should do this too. Nobody fucking does that. There's also no like.
Are you overthinking this?
No, I'm
It
just.
sounds
saying,
like you're overthinking.
I'm just saying. I expect better from Ecchi. At least a real plot.
It's not etchy. It's
Oh, hentai. There you go. Bible Black had a story. So
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
actually, no. I'm sorry. It was the Blue Girl.
there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, because
Yeah, all
basically
kinda
she was a
tentacles.
Fuda.
yeah, I mean, what's funny? The thing about this show, this is literally Monster Girl of the Week. We're gonna fuck a Monster Girl of the Week. Each episode is a different like brothel with different
Jet
monster
magazine
chicks.
for Jet magazine for hentai.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Hentai of the week.
Good shit. Should we talk about your girl from She-Hulk? Who want to set that up?
Who's girl?
Well, I'm the one who posted. Notified the rest of the group about it. But apparently, the writer of She-Hulk, I think it's going to be a show, right, on Disney Plus, maybe.
Dana Schwartz. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dana Schwartz. She's criticizing South Park about their jokes and basically saying how it's not funny and disrespectful. But it's like, listen, it's satire. Like if you're going to watch South Park for some quasi fucking
Educational
important
shit.
moment, it's like that you're going towards the wrong thing. It's like watching porn for the dialogue. You know what I mean? And the fact that this person is writing She-Hulk has me like, I don't even want to watch it now, because I remember like a couple years back, She-Hulk came out in the comics. Like they rebooted her, and in the comics they focused on her being a lawyer and having PTSD from like Civil War II, rather than her doing She-Hulk shit.
Yep.
And I read like 3 to 4 issues and I canceled it because like I don't give a shit about her being a goddamn lawyer. I give a shit about her fucking up shit at She-Hulk. Like, and I think that this person's probably gonna go down the same path with like this super SJW fucking nonsense that nobody gives a shit about. Like, SJWs don't buy comics. So let me just say that again for the kids in the back. SJWs don't buy comics.
Yeah.
They don't fucking watch comic book movies.
They complain.
Yeah, they complain about shit, but they don't consume normal fucking shit, you know? Well, normal to me anyway.
Yeah.
And I understand that, consuming comic book content as an adult is not normal, but fuck you, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I got kids. I read comics with my kids.
I didn't trust. I mean, look, I had my issues with what they did to even just regular Hulk from the Russo version this last couple times, but so I didn't have a whole lot of faith in She-Hulk as a concept. They still haven't cast her, so we don't even know who the actress is going to be. But this is just a fucking writer. I didn't know who the fuck she was. I think most people didn't know who the fuck she was.
Yeah.
South Park has been on the air since we were in high school, 20 plus years now.
Yeah, probably since she
23
was a
years.
baby.
Yeah. You don't have to like South Park. You're free to like whatever the fuck you want. But this was a weird take where she kind of blamed South Park for causing, and I'm paraphrasing here, males to only criticize things and not think critically about stuff.
Yeah.
Basically, all we do, these fanboys or male fans of South Park, is say, oh, this person sucks and that sucks and this piece of media sucks, and saying that all of that is attributed to South Park is just a fucking stretch of logic, man.
Well, and this is like a problem that I have with like a lot of people that are like these content creators, which if she's going to be one, I guess we'll find out, is that you don't shit on someone else's work like that. I mean, I shit on people on this podcast for like very specific reasons.
Yeah.
But like when I watch a show that I don't like, it's like I don't like I don't like fucking Friends. I don't fucking get it.
Yeah.
I don't get on Twitter and be like, I don't fucking get Friends. Fuck Friends. Like, what the fuck was this all about? Like, I don't give a fuck.
Friends is problematic.
Yeah, I understand when
Friends is racist.
I understand when I watch Friends that I am not their target audience. I'm never gonna fucking get the show, no matter what the fuck K-Max says. I'm never gonna get the fucking show, and it's fine. Like, but I don't need to go out there and like shit on somebody that put time and effort into making a show that people obviously love for like the past like 20 plus years. And it seems like a waste of time, especially when you're trying to release your own new content to people. Like you're shutting down a giant portion of people that might have like consumed your content.
She-Hulk will not be on for 20 plus years. So I'm gonna tell you that right off the bat. The other thing is, she gonna get an episode or a cameo in one of these South Park episodes. Matt Stone, Trey Parker, they have had people come at them for years about their content ever since they fucking started, and they always do a funny ass episode with a character that's similar to whoever is fucking criticizing them, and she gonna get roasted on an episode next year. I promise you.
That was literally what I was thinking. I'm like, dude, you coming at them, you just opened yourself up to be on an episode.
Yeah, and looking at her resume, I mean, she doesn't have 3 books.
Yeah, she has 3 books.
That's,
And she used to write for Entertainment Weekly.
yeah, but like,
Really? I mean, compare that to South Park. South Park's had a
Yeah.
movie. South Park had a Team America.
games.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
let's be honest.
Like
though.
several
I mean,
games.
she has more content than we all do combined on this podcast.
Yes.
However, we're not going after the big dogs.
No.
You know what I mean?
no.
We're not. Like I said, I'm not going to complain about Friends on Twitter.
Yeah.
You know.
So, I mean,
here on this
And
podcast,
even,
we will.
and even Friends, that shit wasn't on fucking 20 years. Wasn't. It was,
Nope.
It'd be like me complaining about the fucking Simpsons.
Well, yeah, and the other thing too is South Park has acknowledged many times that, of course, they were heavily influenced by The Simpsons too.
Yeah.
So to say this misguided thing of, you know, the fans of South Park are so problematic, but say not having shit to say about like the fucking Simpsons, which I love both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's weird and just a fucking reach.
And
It
they
doesn't
would-
make any sense.
They pull a lot of stuff out of real life too. Like it isn't like they're
Oh, yeah.
making up shit. Like there'd be something that happened like the day before, and all of a sudden there's a South Park episode about it.
They're so quick with their episodes.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, you said next year. She's going to be on an episode in May.
yeah.
Probably
I don't know what you
fucking
think.
Right.
But then again, I haven't watched South Park in forever.
Now that
haven't
I'm on
seen it
Hulu, I can watch South Park again.
Yeah.
Legally.
There you go.
Yeah, because they update weekly, I think, now. Once
Well,
it
no.
airs, it shows up on Hulu.
So
no?
I got the Hulu like live thing. So that's like my actual like how I watch live TV. So
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
that's
I
what
would-
you
yeah,
went with.
Yeah, well,
No,
for
I
Spice
wait
Just
till
Review,
midnight.
like they fucking, they
Yeah.
went away, and I was sad. But I had to go. I went with Hulu because they had like the easiest access to like HBO, Showtime, all that shit. So.
yeah, that's
Good
cool.
Blue, Harley Quinn. The animated series,
Yeah.
not Kathy Ann's shitty ass fucking movie that got destroyed by Sonic. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Damn.
So once again, this show is continuously bringing the fucking funny. Like it's nonstop fucking humor. Like this last episode, for some fucking reason, the Joker is fucking up shit, and Harley Quinn tried to pin him in his fucking place. But like, the fucking justice, like she's always clowning like the name, the acronym for some of these like these groups and shit like that. So last week I talked about how like I said the Jack Off League, and like literally Superman fucking shows up. And she's like, oh, look, it's the fucking Jack-Off. And this is what she literally says. She says, look, it's the fucking Jack-Off League.
That's awesome.
And Superman's like, that's not our fucking name. It's the Justice League. And then they go on this huge
Wait,
fucking
Superman
spill.
says fuck?
No, he doesn't say fuck. I'm making it up, but not making it up, but
Paraphrasing.
paraphrasing,
Oh,
yeah.
man, because shit.
But it's so fucking funny and like how she treats like other fucking heroes. Like she's insulting everybody, but like the relationship between her and like and not Harley Quinn, her and Poison Ivy is fucking great. Like
Are they fucking scissor sisters?
no, they're not sisters, but like they have that sister bond with them, which is kind of cool. But
Way
like
better if they were.
all right.
Wow.
but it's fucking funny how all of the characters interact, and just like King Shark is like an intelligent shark character, and like there's a scene where King Shark's in jail, and you know how like in jail how like when they're fresh people who come in jail, they're like, oh, fish, and there's that.
yeah.
And King Shark fucking yelled out of his fucking thing. He thought, hey, motherfuckers, you know how offensive that goddamn word is? Or something like that. It's so fucking funny. And then, like, Clayface is in it. He's part of her crew. And he's like, what is it, like a thespian? He's like a wannabe actor. But even though he can change shades like that, like he's thespian, so he's like, and what's my motivation for this role? And like he talks like that. It's so fucking funny. You guys gotta totally check it out.
And it's behind the paywall of the DC online
Yeah,
shit.
it's part of the DC universe, whatever.
Damn, dude, I need to like get that on the low.
Yeah, man, that's how I don't watch it. But it comes out weekly, so I think it's every Thursday. But the next episode is the season finale, which is
This is what we gotta do. We gotta keep showing love to certain, I guess, networks. Because I mean, Amazon, they give us basically everything at this
Nice.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to do that with DC and Warner
Yeah,
Brothers.
like every single Amazon exclusive show that comes on, we have early access to with
Excellent.
an NDA.
Yeah.
So we can't talk about it until a certain point. But it'd be nice to like get in with like these other companies and like be able to watch the shit early, so we can actually give reviews. Once the Infinity Base is done, which is I know I've been saying this for like a year now, but it's close.
yeah.
Once it's done, like I'll be at least me, but the rest of y'all can too. We can give like actual reviews of like other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well, one kind of jumping back to the Harley Quinn thing. One interesting thing they kind of touch about on Harley Quinn's psyche and her relationship with Joker. So it's interesting because like they kind of basically show a scene from Suicide Squad where the Joker, where she thought the Joker pushed her into the vat of acid, which kind of made her crazy. But when she somehow is in her head for some reason, I don't want to spoil it too much, but she's inside of her head and she revisits this incident and she thinks that the Joker pushes her in, but she realized that she did it herself. And she thought her whole life was the Joker controlling her, but all the decisions she was making were all her own. So once she realized that, she comes out of the Joker shadow and become more Harley Quinn.
I fucking love that.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool how they did that. And like, there's like literally another episode where they show her like her and Joker breaking up. She saw it one way, but like psychically she saw it one way, but then what really happened this way. And at that point, she realized like she doesn't need the fucking Joker basically. Like she's her own fucking person, which I thought was kind of cool for them to kind of touch on that.
That's a dope concept. I will say this. It's weird for us older folks who got introduced to her by Batman the Animated Series.
That's her origin story.
Yeah, but I'm always going to look to that as like the mold for Harley being Joker's girlfriend and them having an abusive, fucked up relationship. And eventually, yeah, she separates, but she does fucked up, evil, villain shit, true villain, not anti-hero shit, with the Joker and without the Joker. And it feels like DC and Warner Brothers have always been like struggling with that ever since, in terms of, she's almost like a Deadpool anti-hero fun character, but at the same time, she's done villain shit.
Yeah, so Deadpool was always introduced as an anti-hero. And I think that the problem that DC has, well, at least the live action stuff, is that they don't introduce her as like a flawed character like as much as they probably should have.
Yeah.
Like when Wade Wilson comes out, we understand from the get-go that he's fucked up and he's flawed, but I don't get the feeling like when we met, like in Suicide Squad, you never got the feeling that she was like this flawed character. Like you just thought that she was some badass, she's doing badass shit, but they really downplayed like the amount of trauma that Joker did to her.
Yep.
And like shit that she had to do. And I think if they want to make her an anti-hero, then you need to like write her as an anti-hero from like the get-go. And you need to show that she's flawed in certain ways and make it not seem like she's like this total hero that's building a team to like do like heroic shit, but show that she's fucked up too. Yep. When you watch Deadpool, they're the archetype of like making these anti-hero movies now. Even better than Blade, because Blade to me was an anti-hero.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he didn't give a shit about fucking civilians.
He
really didn't. He was like, fuck these guys. I'm just gonna go shoot. I mean, except for a couple of incidences, like you didn't give a shit about hurting like humans as long as they're the vampire.
Yeah. No, there's some truthiness to that, but I loved. I know they're not gonna go there, but I loved the dynamic of her being both a victim of violent shit, terrible shit, and then also inflicting that as a villain on other innocent people at times, sometimes feeling bad about it later. But, they could have done a lot of things with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They got a little scared.
But they definitely do it in the series. They talk about her backstory and stuff like that, and, they show her being even a flawed villain. Like, she's not that good of a villain, to be honest. Like, she's trying so hard to come out of the Joker shadow, but she's constantly out there making mistakes, and it's fucking funny when she does.
That's good shit. I mean, even Clayface used to be, more villainy, and now he's been with like Detective Comics a lot, like on Batman's team in the Bat family.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah.
So it's good shit. Good shit.
I think it's fucking. I decided to look up the Birds of Prey movie, and they fucking changed the title.
Yeah, they did. They did it last week.
Yeah, holy shit.
Well, it was too fucking long. It was so dumb. Like, the Fantabulous Journey. What is it called? The Fantabulous something?
Yeah, the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
That seems like
Bird of Prey.
that's so stupid. Just call it Birds of Prey and leave it at that, or just a Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah.
Or just Harley Quinn.
Yep.
Like, I don't know why they were trying to embellish so much on a fucking title.
The other thing that bothers me with this fucking movie, there's been these like rah campaigns online and on Twitter, save Birds of Prey, and Birds of Prey was actually so. Look, I wanted this to be a good movie. You heard me for weeks on here. It just wasn't quite a good movie, and everybody's opinions are going to be fucking different. But, you got to be able to say, hey, like, objectively, whether something was truly great or not. And this just wasn't. I don't. It seems like a lot of people are being overly easy on it based on the fact that either they like Margot or because it had a female cast or a shitty ass Kathy Yan as the director.
I mean, if they like the film, they like the film. If you didn't like it, then that's your opinion. So,
Yeah, so-
if they liked it, that's to me that's fine. They
glad you
support it
said
with
that.
their money. But if you vehemently disliked it, as you do, that's fine. But you don't have to shit on them and be like, "Oh, you're a fucking piece of shit for liking this movie."
I'm not saying they're a piece of shit for liking it, but I don't believe all of these campaigns.
So you're trying to
Dude.
say? So you're saying the people that like the film are liars?
Some of them, yes. I said that last week. Some of them are piece of shit liars.
Well, you know what's funny? I just thought about it, like literally like minutes ago. I was talking about how like Kathy Yan was not Kat. Was it Kathy Yan? It wasn't Kathy Yan.
She's the director.
The person who was talking shit about Dana Schwartz.
Oh, okay.
Dana Schwartz.
That was talking shit about South Park, and like is basically she was like cancel culture with South Park. We just talked a lot of shit about this movie with Harley
Robert,
Quinn.
yeah.
However, I'm not saying cancel the fucking movie. I'm not saying cancel fucking Harley Quinn. If you enjoyed the movie, I cannot take that away from you. They've made money. They've made a lot of money,
Yeah.
but definitely go enjoy the movie. I'm not saying let's cancel Harley Quinn. I think that's the main distinction. If you listen to this podcast, you're like, well, you just said, fuck the shit because you said that. Yeah, I did say that, but I'm not saying don't go watch the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying cancel all that shit. So definitely, if you enjoy it, then you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Some people like Pepsi, some people like Coke. Just saying.
Yeah. Hey, look, I wanted to fucking like the movie.
I liked
fucking
what the fuck, that X-Men Rise of the Phoenix or whatever the fuck.
Dark
it was
Phoenix?
Wait, you like Dark Phoenix?
Yeah, I thought it was
Oh
alright.
my god! See,
I said
yeah,
that. I didn't see it.
It wasn't horrible. I mean,
Oh
it wasn't,
my God.
it wasn't the greatest, but I don't know. I thought it was alright.
And some people like.
But then again, I thought the chick who played the Hot Phoenix was hot. That's the whole reason why I watched it in the first place.
She is cute, but to me, the movie
Sansa.
fell apart a lot, and I was just like, I couldn't stop thinking, when is this gonna end?
God fucking damn.
I like that they killed what's her name.
And if you look at his box office run, a lot of people thought that too.
Yeah. No, it didn't do well.
Yeah, it didn't do well.
When's your shit gonna end? Right now. It's also your mind.
All right, let's get into this one. This has been a hot topic all fucking week. I want to get y'all's take on this. It's a little outside of the geek world, but Dwayne Wade has been real famous for obviously playing basketball Hall of Famer and all that.
And for marrying my wife, fucking bastard,
Gabrielle Union, badass.
don't you dare say her name.
the fuck?
It's my woman.
Oh, this motherfucker.
Hey,
Is it
she's from the
now?
Bay.
Is she?
I think she's from Pleasanton.
Yeah, she's from Pleasanton.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
local.
if you listen to her sexual assault story
Yeah,
happened in
it's fucked up.
Pleasanton.
Oh, we're gonna talk about it, huh?
Damn.
Wow, we talked about this at Buffalo Bills.
Oh yeah. That's what I was trying to
okay.
set up.
I was gonna add these.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, didn't we talk about this last week on the podcast?
did.
No, not on the podcast.
It was
no.
during some beers.
Yeah. So
Oh shit.
again, we gotta get into this a little bit.
Hold on. Before we even go into this, people are gonna get fucking mad about what we're about to say.
Oh,
It's
sure.
okay.
But here-
people are gonna get fucking super mad.
That's what I'm trying to do. A disclaimer. If you feel a certain way about it, first of all, listen, and then secondly, try to open your mind up to the perspective that all of us are going to offer. But everybody's weighing in because Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union's child, who's I believe a 12-year-old, has transitioned from a born male to a female, and there's been a lot of support, like being on Ellen and all this other stuff in the social media, and a lot of promoting of the fact that this 12-year-old child has transitioned and is transgender, and isn't that a positive thing, basically, out in the world. People are going to have opinions on what they feel about this. Is that a fair setup, or are there other issues that I
No,
missed?
that's a good setup. I mean, I know what people are gonna say about this whole conversation right now, and it's just gonna be it's gonna be so fucking stupid to have to break this down to people. To me, anyway.
Yeah. Well, you want to start? Or old ninja?
I wasn't there for this conversation, so I'm interested to know what the fuck y'all talking
Okay,
about.
let's do it.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, listen, if you're a kid under the age of 18 and you're transitioning to a different gender or sex or whatever the fuck you want to call it nowadays, I think that it's pretty fucked up because I am not transphobic at all. Like, if you're an adult, you can do to your body whatever the fuck you want to do. You really can. But when you're a child, especially when you're below the age of puberty, You should not be putting all these, hormones into your body before you even know like what the fuck you really want. And I'm saying this as like a father to 2 kids. Kids below a certain age don't really know what the fuck they want. I have kids that both my daughters. They told me they didn't like me before, and it's like, oh, you don't like me? Well, I guess I just fucking go away, right? Because you said that. I guess you don't need a father anymore. But the next like 5 minutes, like, oh, I love you. It's like you should never have a child make a decision on their body that's going to affect them for the rest of their lives. That seems so preposterous to me at this day and age. And the fact that somebody would get mad at me for saying that and call me transphobic is fucking incredibly retarded. Actually, I don't want to say retarded because people get mad at the word retarded. It's just fucking stupid because I need to understand the way that children develop, the way they think, and you're making a decision. You should not be making decisions for the rest of your life before the age of 18. To me, before the age of fucking 25.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Brain's still developing, but
yeah. Seriously.
Let me jump in here. First and foremost, I am a huge fan as a basketball. Everybody knows I love basketball. I'm a huge fan of Dwayne Wade. You know what I mean? So I respected him in his career. He's one of my favorite shooting guards of all time. Dwayne Wade seems like a shitty parent. Let me just start off the fucking...
shit.
Yeah.
Hot takes.
Yeah. He seems like a terrible parent to me. And here's why I say that. I know a lot of people are going to be mad. People have been mad on me on Twitter and Facebook for saying that shit. The deal is this for me.
They're probably not parents, though. That's the thing.
Even if, some aren't. Most aren't. Some are. Fuck your kids' feelings. I really want you to hear me on this. Your kids are stupid. Most people are stupid. But kids, in general, are dumbasses who are fickle, like Kronos was mentioning.
Hold on. I totally agree with you. When we say this, anybody that says that kids are not dumb, you're fucking even more dumb.
Yeah.
Kids are dumb as fuck. And that's the way, because they don't have information.
Here's the thing. They don't have life experience.
Yeah.
They haven't lived long enough. They make dumb, impulsive decisions. We don't allow children to get tattoos. We don't allow them to get genital body piercings in this country. I don't know about... Yeah. You cannot vote. You cannot join the military. You cannot, unless you have explicit permission from a parent, to even have employment. Yeah. There are a multitude of things we say, fuck your feelings, little 12-year-old. It does not matter. This is the way fucking shit is. Now, I know people don't like that, but I don't, and here's where I get into the science stuff. I have yet to see empirical medical evidence of physical harm being caused by a parent saying, no, wait until you're 18, and then you can do what you want with your life. Good parents say that to me, in my opinion. Now, some people have tried to push back and say, well, what about the high suicide rates with the LGBT community and trans community in general? My heart goes out to people who are... They certainly need help if you're thinking about doing anything like that.
I got to pause you right now. All right, so people that say that, if you really believe that, I want you to look up the suicide rates on people that have transitioned to being trans right now.
Yep.
It doesn't go down.
It
goes
an
up.
Important distinction.
And that is, to me, that's like, it's not disturbing that you're trans. It's disturbing that people, and this is somebody that I've attempted suicide before my life. So this is like a serious issue to me.
Yep.
But if you don't even address that issue, that even after you transition, that you still feel like you want to take your own life, that is a problem that people are not addressing. They want to just keep having people do this at a young age. And it's like, listen, you are still developing at that age.
Of course you are. There are some who are even younger. There are some celebrities that have talked about their 3- and 5-year-old, but I'm not going to get into that. Real quickly.
Yeah, that's...
I don't care who you are. I don't care how you feel about the words coming out of my mouth. There's no causation. And don't confuse that with correlation. Look it up if you don't fucking know, dumbass. There's no causation from hearing, wait until you're 18 by a parent and then you committing suicide. Don't try to conflate them. I'm not saying parents shouldn't love their children. Of course they should. But you should also be a strict parent that says, fucking no on hormone blockers. No, I'm not going to recognize a legal change of your name. You can do what you want when you're 18. There's no causation of that causing physical harm medically at all. If you find that evidence, please hit me up online. I'd love to fucking see it, and I'll tear it to fucking shreds, peer review style.
And if your kids, that are young children that want to dress, if they're happen to be female, dress like a male, or happen to be male, dress like a female, that's fine. But let's not make medical procedures done before their body is developed. Like, I don't think that's unreasonable.
So he wants to go full transition, not just.
I don't know. I when I was reading, I couldn't find specific information on whether. I don't think under the age of 18 we're talking about like a SNP. You know what I mean? I think we're talking about like the hormone blockers or
yeah,
something.
that's still transitioning to me. Like has to do with hormones at that age, and to me it's like your body is still making those hormones at that point, and it's like, and they're flooding it. Anybody that's gone through puberty understands that it's a difficult time to go through. If you to block those and like introduce other hormones in there, that's got to be incredibly confusing to like your body and to like yourself.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand the push for it at an early age. Like, you should be able to like wait and see how things turn out when you're older.
Yeah. And again, I want to just repeat this that you said at the very beginning. This is not this show, Black and Black Times Infinity, being against someone who is transgender.
No,
real clear.
Not at all.
I have a very good friend. I just went to his funeral, mother's funeral, literally 2 weeks ago. Personal friend of mine who I grew up with. No problems at all with anybody in that community, but he transitioned in adulthood in his 30s. I wouldn't be supportive of any parent who's saying that, hey, my 5-year-old, hey, my 3-year-old, hey, my 11-year-old.
Yeah.
It's time. They told me that. Tell your kid politely, professionally, however.
No.
Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, shut the fuck up, dumbass kid. You don't get to run shit. You don't pay any goddamn bills in this motherfucking house. How about that? Like, there were so many dumb things, and I know y'all can relate. So many dumb ideas that I had, and I told my parents. And you know what my dad or my mom told me?
Fuck no.
Get the fuck out of here, dumbass kid. The fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? My kid wants to dress up literally every day as Spider-Man in a full costume to go anywhere in his life.
I want to dress up as Batman, so I mean.
Well, there you go. I mean, there's nothing wrong. But you tell kids no.
Yeah,
you tell kids
I remember
no.
when I was a young kid, I wanted to change my name to to Link.
Yeah,
literally.
there you go.
Because like my first name, people were just always fucking it up.
Yeah.
I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just change my name to like a character that I liked in fucking video games.
Yes.
And I'm glad I didn't change it.
Yeah, no shit.
People still fuck it up to this day, and I don't give a shit. Like,
Yes.
I just don't give a shit.
You're
about
older
it.
and wiser.
Yeah, I'm just like, and you know what's funny? People, when I'm on a phone, people get mad that know me, that know how to pronounce my actual name.
Yeah.
And they'll get mad. I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's
like,
no big deal.
I don't give a shit. It's just-
It always depends, and I have the same problem sometimes in real life. So it depends on how I feel that day and that person. I might be, no, it's pronounced this way, motherfucker. Or other times I'm like, no big deal.
I usually, I just don't give a fuck.
So-
Unless they're being disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fuck your couch. Old Ninja, get in here.
So I said it last week in my intro. Some of y'all have not heard the word no, and it shows.
Yeah, I think that with today's parenting, I think there's a lot to be said to where, like, a lot of these parents, they want to be friends with their kids.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, you can't be friends with your kids until, like, way after they can drink.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, seriously, because they're relying upon you for guidance in life. Your friends, you don't rely upon them for guidance in life.
No.
You rely upon them for, like, to do fun shit.
Your friends are dumber than you.
Yeah, they're as dumb or dumber than you. That's how it works, and I think that's a serious problem with our society today, at least in America, is that parents want to be friends with their kids. It's like you should never be a friend with your kid until like way later in life.
Yeah.
Because they need you for a certain role, and if you don't fill it, that's a problem. And I am not saying that if you're friends with your kids, it makes them gay. Because somebody's probably going to say that. I'm just like, or trans or some shit.
Twisting their words.
That's
Twisting your words.
not what I'm saying at all.
No.
They're going to take out just that one clip.
Chronos says.
It's not what I'm saying. What I am saying, though, is that I've seen a lot of parents be friends with their kids and then fuck their kids up.
Yeah.
And it's constant. And it's just like, dude, you need to be the goddamn role model for them. You need to be more exemplary than a role model because you're their parent.
Coddling and helicopter parenting, especially in the teenage years,
What?
actually can do more harm than good.
What the fuck? Yodeling?
Coddling,
the
coddling, helicopter parenting.
What that makes?
Like,
What is that?
It's
Explain.
cool.
Hovering over, deciding things for them, always being a doormat. Yes, yes, yes. I'll give you anything. I love you all the fucking time.
Gotta say
Rather
no.
than when they need it, shut the fuck up, dumbass kid. Boot in your ass.
So
Like, it's cool being like having fun with your kids, like doing cool shit
Sure.
together. Like, yeah, that's what parents should be doing. Like, you know, go on vacation together, this and that. But as far as being friends with your kid, yeah, you should wait until they're mentally able to have a full-on conversation with you.
Yeah. And kids don't get to run shit on people, like on parents. They shouldn't. They're terrible decision makers. You could feel differently. They should not be running and making the decision. You got an opinion?
I want to hear what Ninja got to say.
Speak up.
yeah, you don't watch those videos with the parents that let their kids play Fortnite, and when they turn it off or take it away, those kids be running
Yes,
them
I do.
parents.
I've seen those.
That's why you don't do that.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Those, like Dwayne Wade, shitty parents. I'll call it out.
So
That's some shittiness.
what I've been seeing recently.
I can't call him a shitty parent because I haven't seen I've only heard about this one thing about his kid transitioning, which to me is like not great. But is he if he's there for his kid, you know what I mean?
Those are great
I
things.
don't know.
I hear you on that.
Yeah.
Being there, yes. Supporting, yes. I get all that. Maybe I'm being harsh, but on this specific issue, this is a shitty fucking take to me. At this stage, I agree with his support of it after 18. I really do. I want to be clear on that.
Yeah, I don't see the problem of like just waiting. I don't know. I haven't heard like a single convincing argument of just like waiting until somebody is of an adult age to make a decision that's going to affect them for their entire life. Not one thing. And like I've heard people say like, what if you feel like you're in the wrong body for, when you're blah, blah. I felt like it was in the wrong body. Everybody does.
Yeah, I should be in Shaq's body.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like, why am I a fucking nerd in high school?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what the fuck? Like that shit happens all the time. I think that most reasonable people probably feel like they're going through some pretty serious shit between like junior high and high school. What makes the big difference is when you become an adult, you realize how ridiculous that shit, how you felt was. Because when you become an adult, you have actual real problems. And they're way more serious than high school and junior high.
And nobody wants to admit this, but there are some, I'm not putting a number on this, but some people that regret transitioning early in life.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to admit that fucking factual statement. But go ahead and let your 3 and 5 and 7-year-old tell you as an adult human being what they gonna do.
But then also, like, I want like with little kids, they're a little bit on the neutral side. Like, they're not really too much. Well, it kind of depends on society and which way they push them. But like little kids, like they're pretty much just living their fucking life. They're not looking about like being boys or girls and stuff like that.
Well,
it's kind of society kind of built that on them.
You're right. Part of it is society. However, there's been multiple studies to where they had babies before all this like societal norms come in, where like they literally have babies that they'll put like 5 toys in front of them, or 6 toys, and some of them will have to be male, have to be female. And generally speaking, the ones that are females will pick like the quote-unquote feminine toys, and the ones that are males will pick the quote-unquote masculine toys. And there's really no disputing that. That's generally how it is. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to discount people that are gay or whatever. But generally speaking, that's been the norm for thousands of years, and nothing is going to change that for a long time. So I think they just want to throw that shit out the window. That the fact that there are some people that are masculine, some people that are feminine, and that happens on both genders or whatever. But there's really no in between on that shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
look, I hear you, and some of them again. This is where it gets all convoluted and pseudoscience bullshitty. Some people want to conflate like I'm going to use the phrase that I grew up with, like a hermaphrodite, and saying, "Oh, that's an in between," and all.
Well, there's really no real hermaphrodites out there.
And that's 1% of 1% of 1%. I mean, it's so fucking rare. If you're hearing our voices, you know what the fuck we're talking about in general. And again, if you're supporting an adult, doing that and being a parent still to an 18-year-old, because 18-year-olds still need a whole lot of fucking parenting.
I think they need it the most.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Those are those.
Life kicks in.
Yeah, 18 to really 28 or so.
Yeah.
Those are some really crucial fucking years for parenting too, of an adult person as well. But look, man, don't be scared of your kids. Don't be so chicken shit.
And if they
You know
murder
what I
you
mean?
sleep, fuck it. No.
Yeah, they don't pay any goddamn bills. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta tell them no, go to your fucking room, and shut the fuck up.
Yeah. So, we'll do a slight
Yeah, let's
segue.
take a left.
Stitch was in the chat room. And
Okay.
he was talking about how my Canadian girlfriend, Rosario Dawson, came out as queer.
Yeah, she came out as bi, I guess.
Was it queer or bi? I heard.
Well, I
I
guess
saw
so.
queer.
When she says queer, she said she's part of the LGBTQ plus, but
of people.
she's dating a guy. She's dating
I thought you were
Cory
dating
Booker.
Cory Booker.
Yeah, that guy.
former presidential candidate.
But
Which I was
she-
like, okay.
Yeah, but she's interested in women,
That is,
so that makes her queer.
I guess.
All right, break it down.
This is not to discount Rosario Dawson, because I love Rosario Dawson. Everybody knows this shit. I mean, listen, if I was like super hot and single and had a bunch of money, I would definitely go for Rosario Dawson. I'm just saying.
3 criteria you gotta check
A lot
off.
of caveats.
Yeah,
I love it.
I like
Yeah.
her a lot.
I
But
like it a lot.
all of a sudden, you know, the LGBTQ plus
Just made it a little bit more harder.
they were just like, oh my god, she's one of us now. I'm like, no, she's not one of you. She's a fucking unicorn. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, all of a sudden that she's on your quote unquote team, you got a chance with her? No, the fuck you don't. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I never understood that shit. When somebody comes out of the closet, like, oh, they're on our team now. You're not gonna fuck her. Like, this, you have no chance. Like, what the fuck? Like, you had as much chance as I do right now on this fucking podcast of getting with Rosario Dawson as you do at this point in time. She is literally with a dude that is, I think, is a senator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he's
he,
senator now.
and he was running for president. He dropped out. But still, we don't have a chance. So stop taking people on your team that you think are part of your team. They're not. She is not. She's the fucking unicorn. And the fact that she happens to associate with the same sexual orientation as you doesn't mean fucking shit. You know what? I'm straight. So is Donald Trump. Is he on my fucking team? No. Get the fuck out of here.
Let me Dumb and Dumber it. So you're telling me there is a chance?
Yeah.
For me, yes. For me, I'm just saying. I didn't hear none of y'all saying that shit that I just said. I'm just saying, Rosario Dawson, please leave Cory Booker. Oh, shit. No, I can't even say
Yeah,
that
his
because
kid's
I got a
Cory
family
Burton or
and
is it
shit.
Berkey?
Yeah, you got
I can't
You
even-
remembered.
Yeah.
He was about to risk it all.
That's it all, man.
Apparently he was gonna give it all up.
Man, I
risk it
understand.
all.
I'd look at.
I am not leaving K-Mac for Rosario Dawson.
But you
Ooh,
could
but
though.
do you remember her sexy ass on Clerks 2?
I remember sex all the time. I'm just saying.
And Sin City
Just saying.
in the black and white
Have
on
you-
the table?
Has
Man,
anybody
black-
seen her first movie, Kids?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Holy
Wait,
shit.
how old was she then? Like, I
She
feel
was
weird
eight,
now.
She's
She's
18.
our age.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
yeah, she's,
Literally our age.
Okay.
she's 40. She just
Okay.
turned 40. I think.
So don't feel bad if you thought she was hot when she was a kid, because so were you.
yeah, if you was fapping back then.
Like Angelina Jolie. I mean, she was
Yeah.
hot as fucking hackers.
Oh, do you remember
Oh,
her in
yeah.
Rosario in She Got Game?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's where I like got reintroduced to her, and then I realized that someone pointed out that she was in Kids. She was just like 18 then. And I was like, oh, so it's her and Chloe Sevigny in that film. So Chloe Sevigny, I nicknamed her the Dick Sucker.
Oh,
Why?
that is a hell of a nickname, old ninja.
Well, yeah. So there's a reason why. So there's a friend of mine, me, her, and her boyfriend at the time. We watched this movie called The Brown Bunny.
Wait, you, her, and her boyfriend?
Yeah, a friend.
Cooking! Cooking! I
said if-
heard it. I
I
seen
just
it.
said a friend. That's not no.
No.
That's like you in your folder with Kathy Yan. So no.
Oh, somebody was wearing that.
No, it wasn't like that.
Yeah,
No, we actually
protective undies.
we actually rented this film on Netflix, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So we
Rented
rented
a
this
film on Netflix.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, I got the disc and everything.
People do that?
when it first started. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's back in the day. All
Yeah,
right,
it's back in the day. So there's this film called The Brown Bunny where Chloe
Sound
Sevigny
like some porn.
It does. Sounds like
she
some
sucks
anal
dick
sex.
on camera.
Oh shit!
And so the guy that
Real dick?
So the guy that directed the film
Fuda dick?
was her boyfriend at the time. So she sucks him off on screen.
If you
And he
18,
nuts.
if you 18 on screen doing that, you right at that barely legal age, man. You just barely.
Oh, no.
Like Interspecies is just barely on that hentai side.
Their parents should have said no.
Well,
Yeah.
no.
And
Not
that fucking dick on camera.
Not in kids, it was different. In kids, she's the one who's passed out and dude had sex with her. And the brown bunny, she's like in her 30s.
You're not the boss of me. I'm gonna go suck this dick on film.
Oh.
And I'm gonna like it, Dad.
It wouldn't have happened if you let me get. Nah, you know what?
Oh, you
chill.
almost fucked
Let me
up.
chill.
Oh.
Let me fucking chill. Goddamn. I almost went there.
You
Piss off.
almost
Oh,
went
I
I
there.
almost got this fucking show banned.
Yeah, you almost.
Oh.
HR was like, oh, here comes that button. You almost got called up.
Bruh, so there is one coworker of mine that is watching Interspecies fucking reviewers.
Oh, no.
All we do is give each other that look like, did you see that episode? Anyway, go ahead.
Throwing paper planes and notes in
Right?
class and shit.
Oh,
like-
my God.
Oh, and it's a female too, and she's just like, yo,
Yeah.
Dude, that show is just.
that brothel.
Yeah, I was like, dude. I mean, because on Pornhub, there's only 6 episodes that I've seen.
Yeah,
so,
there's only 6, yeah.
So for now, I guess there's supposed to be 12.
Yeah.
So
I'm
That's
gonna
all right.
take the wheel here a little bit.
Go ahead.
Help Carl sit down.
You're going to get up out your
Have
seat.
any of you guys?
Pause.
dramatic pause.
Dramatic pause.
Have any of you guys watched the new series on Netflix called Lock and Key?
Not yet.
Nah,
but
what's that
people,
about?
people keep talking
Dude,
about this.
it's a
It's
pretty
pretty good.
fun show. Yeah, it's about a family, the Locke family, and their dad passes away, and they end up moving to his family's kind of home, like the house he grew up as a kid.
Yep.
And his house basically has secrets in it, where there's keys that have abilities. Basically, like there's one key that can open up a portal into a mirror, and you go into like this mirror universe.
That shit was fucking terrifying.
Yeah, fucking shit was. There's another key that, as long as you've seen the door of a location, you can open up any door and it'll teleport you to that location.
Shit.
There's a key that will let you into somebody's mind, which is that part's fucking crazy dope. So basically, like, you put the key near somebody's, like, back of their head and, like, a little keyhole pops up. And you stick it in there, you turn it, and basically that person just goes, like, glump
sleep?
or whatever.
Like being John Malkovich?
Basically, it's like being John Malkovich, but you get to go inside their head, and everybody's head is slightly different, but you're only able to, like, see their memories. You're not able to control them or anything, so you can go in there and see their memories, see what makes them happy and this and that. But what's kind of cool is that, like, you can change people, basically, by taking out their memories and stuff out. It's really fucking cool how they do it. But there's, like, a group of friends who at first it was fun playing with the keys, but then there's, like, an evil entity that basically wanted to collect the keys and basically change the fucking world almost. But it's a really cool show. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of, there's certain parts that are kind of creepy where it kind of reminds me think of House on Haunted Hill a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah, that was a good one.
But it's more of like kid friendly side. So it's definitely worth checking out if you have a chance. It's a quick binge too. It probably took me like a day to watch it all. There's only 10 episodes.
Nice.
And I want to say they're
That's like 10 hours, man.
yeah, it's 10 hours. But it's real fun to watch, and it goes by pretty quick, which is kind of dope. But yeah, I definitely recommend checking out Lock and Key on Netflix.
Good
It's been out for like maybe 3 weeks now.
I heard some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it so far.
Yeah, and I think there's definitely gonna be a season 2 because it ends on a fucking obvious cliffhanger. But actually, the ending was kind of weak though. Like the season finale was like, okay, they didn't put much budget into this one at all.
Shows are expensive, man.
Yeah, but Netflix got that Netflix money. Not that Disney money, but that Netflix money.
Carlos, you wanted to take the wheel on something?
I want to talk about our plans for the conventions coming up
Ooh.
because I know. I guess last year we didn't go to a whole lot. This year we're not going to. We're going to some.
Yeah.
But we're not back to like the normal convention schedule. Even though I do want to go to SVVR and AWE this year.
Okay.
I want to get back on those. So we are going to be at so far the big conventions. We're going to be at WonderCon. I think all of us except for maybe Stitch are going to be there. And then at San Diego Comic-Con, both me, Cronus, and Blue are going to be there.
Yep.
So those are like so far. What cons we're going? Oh, sorry.
One more big one.
Yeah.
Fanime over in San Jose, Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
And we're hoping to have a super fun 2-hour panel.
A 2-hour panel? Holy shit!
Has that been approved, or are you hoping to get it?
That's why I said hoping, motherfucker. This
Can
is a
it-
sneak preview. We setting
Can
it up.
Can it be the whole crew? Because that's a lot of fucking. That's an average show for us.
We'll work it out.
Yeah, we'll work it out.
If they say
Details.
3 people, we'll just fucking rotate people out.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm not tired of playing these games with like very few people on the fucking panel.
I'll
Yeah.
bring my own fucking chair.
There you
if I
go.
need to. I'll stand in the back. Like, hey man,
So, what we're trying to do for Fanime is we're trying
Almighty's awesome.
I'm sorry. You had that woman in the front row so fucking mad when you said Almighty. She fucking stopped, stood up, and was like, Almighty, goddammit.
She said, say it one more fucking time.
She put a blade out. So we're trying to do our panel on basically brown people in anime.
Yes.
So if y'all
hell
are
yeah.
interested in that, come to the panel. Y'all know how we do it. We don't do like SJW shit. We don't do this fucking diversity shit. Like we talk about shit like plainly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're just gonna focus on brown characters that are in anime and not make it fucking super weird. You know what I mean?
And one other quick thing too. We aren't artists. So we're going to use in our fucking PowerPoint some art from the shows, and anybody sending any nastygram emails or whatever, they're getting lit up by me.
Wow,
that fucking pissed me off last year.
That panel, man, we had some hate in there.
Yeah, but I love some of it was just super fun. Like, I'm sorry, I know we're going down the rabbit hole, but last year we did a villain appreciation panel, and someone afterwards snatched me up and was like, look here, Dio did a lot of shit wrong. this, and this. And I was like, God damn. But, you know, we hugged. It was fucking awesome, man.
Why are you so mad? Yeah, well, the thing was with the art thing was that I guess we didn't give an artist, like,
Credit,
but also I don't think we knew that it was, like, by, like, some certain artist.
No, it wasn't labeled or whatever. I didn't do, like, 8 levels of research on, you know what I mean, on something that was fan. And we had no problem on this show, as you've always heard. We've given people shout outs. We've given, said, go here's a link to your website.
Yeah.
Don't come at us as a dick.
And we definitely were not passing it off as being our artwork.
Ever.
We thought it was just generally, what the fuck was it? It was artwork from Dio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Yoshika Kira.
Yeah.
Yoshikage Kira, yeah.
And we didn't know. And the person that contacted us came at us all wrong, and
Who wasn't even in the audience too? Some friend of friend. It was fucking weird. Anyway,
it was.
And it was just like, well, somebody else, blah blah. I'm like, first of all, I don't know who the fuck you are.
exactly.
Second of all, we didn't do it to like fuck you over some shit like that. Like,
We didn't sell anything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We weren't making any kind of profit off of this. Like,
yeah, like literally no money was being made off any panel that you go to. We don't get paid for.
No.
Like,
Unless we sell our own products. But
But we haven't done
yeah.
that.
So
We
we
haven't
don't.
done that,
So
yeah.
why'd you
We-
put that
we
in?
actually-
that was a caveat. Because it's a
No, it's not a
caveat.
caveat because it's never even happened.
We
Well,
actually-
we haven't done it, but that option is available too.
We actually-
we haven't sucked dick either. But, I mean, I'm just saying, we didn't
Yes,
get that.
yes, yes.
What the
I mean,
but
Prodigy is always down.
but no,
That
like,
opportunity is available too.
Only with Rajang. I'm told you. I'm such
No,
We actually-
Rajane forced that on you.
We actually-
You wasn't ready. He went no lube, very little spittle, dry, all up in that ass.
so we actually go into the negative with doing these panels because we give out free gifts and it's something
Yeah,
that comes
that
out of
we
our
do.
pockets.
Yeah.
We gave good ass anime gifts.
Oh yeah, a lot of them too.
You asked a question, and we're going to do it again this year.
Yeah.
If you're attending, especially for a 2-hour show, we're going to give away video games. We're going to give away prizes, keychains, all kind of fun shit. If
Sex
you're
toys? No.
Yeah,
Well, it's anime.
if you're cool and interact with us, you're going to get some fucking
Yeah,
perks.
So this is the
Go
fucked
ahead.
up part about the artist that did that artwork is that if the guy had been like, hey, that was my artwork, I'd be like, we would have literally been like, oh, that's cool. I would have had him on the fucking podcast.
Of course.
To talk about it.
Of course.
You know what I mean? But he came out as like super like dickish.
Yep.
And it was just like, dude, like first of all, you have no claim to anything on this.
No.
You can't sue us. You can't do anything because your artwork's already out there on the fucking internet. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, if you'd have just been like, hey, that was my work, would have definitely gave a shout out, and we could have talked about it on the podcast. But you want to be some dumbass weeb about it, and pretend like you're the fucking most important artist on the fucking planet, and that you're not also ripping off of somebody else's artwork.
Yeah.
Like, that was the weird thing to me is like, you're replicating artwork from existing work.
Yep.
Did you pay the creator of that? No, you didn't. Did he demand money from you? No, they didn't, because they were cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They know that you appreciate the show just like we appreciated JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it seems ridiculous for somebody to demand any kind of compensation for shit like that.
Yeah.
You're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just to quickly grab it, We had a fun ass time at Fanime. That was one of my favorite fucking panels. It was great and interactive. Everybody in the fucking audience, we had a good turnout.
We had a huge turnout.
Was super interactive and fun and in a good ass mood. Yeah, it was weebs being weebs.
We definitely got to work on the PowerPoint presentation because that shit was all kind of.
We're gonna rehearse this time. It'll be great.
And I gotta make my shit longer.
Yes, it's gonna be fun, man.
I did a lot of research and I was like, "Fuck, am I going too long?"
Almighty.
Almighty. Well, I think the thing that throws me off with the whole Almighty thing is because they call him. No. I'm saying the reason why it throws me off because in the anime they'll say like Almighty Do or something like that. Like the way they pronounce it threw me off, and I thought they were saying Almighty, but yeah, it's All Might. Even now, I watch the show, I'm like, fuck, it keeps saying All Might. I'm like sitting there waiting for one motherfucker to call him Almighty, so I can be like, look, there it is. Yeah. That's where I got that shit from. Deku called him Almighty.
I will say, I'm not trying to transition away from the con,
No, it's all good.
Deku going Super Saiyan, I finally did.
Oh, you got that shit now.
Yeah,
that was, and I haven't been feeling season 4 as much as some other people, but him going Super Saiyan was that was worth the wait. I gotta admit, that was fucking fantastic. Yeah. I like the little unicorn girl. You know what I mean? You know, he's using all his fucking strength. Love it.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up what happened to Tenten though, because.
Oh yeah. I like that dude.
I like him. He's.
Said Tenten?
Yeah, he looks like Ren Tintin. Or no, Ren Tintin was the
That
dog.
ain't his real name on there.
Tintin from the old. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
The old cartoon comic guy.
Comic.
The blonde dude
Tintin
with the round head. Tintin. He had a movie.
This cat.
Kronos is still looking like, what the fuck you talking about? Tintin.
Oh.
He looks like him.
Gotcha. All right. I was all confused.
Lemillion?
Lemillion.
Yeah. He looks like Tintin.
The guy that can go through, that can permeate through anything.
Yeah. That guy, he's fucking cool as shit.
What's the name of the villain dude? I kind of like him. That breaks shit down and puts it all together. Override?
No, it's over. I can't remember his fucking name now.
Yeah.
I was expecting that dude to be fucked up looking when he.
Peak. But literally filled it up full of like cotton and fragrances to like not catch the Black Plague.
Yep.
During the plague days. So it was like that. That was like it was like a whole like suit thing they had to wear.
It's good shit. I love looking at that old shit.
That dude was fucking badass just mainly because like he fucked up homeboy of the Evil League and shit like that. He was like, fuck your clan and this and that, and it came in and wrecked shit. It's like, fuck you, fuck your family, all this different shit.
Let me switch it up a little bit because we haven't talked about this in a minute. In the gaming world, everybody seems to still be on pins and fucking needles. This is late February now? Are we getting any goddamn news about new consoles or what?
Yeah, this is so weird. I thought it was supposed to be like in early February. They're going to announce like the PS5.
Yeah.
I remember fucking came and went. That didn't happen. I'm like, it's coming out in
November
holidays of this year, and it's like this is so odd that we don't have a single picture of the PS5. We have a picture of at least the Xbox. Like we know it exists.
Yeah.
But the PS5 is just like there's no pictures of the console. There's no pictures of the controller.
We don't know all the launch titles.
Yeah.
We don't know the price.
Wait, I thought they announced
specs?
it, like the Kings one.
There's a few.
Yeah, there's some,
announcements,
but however, they're saying that those games will also be playable on the PS4.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that. How is that a launch title?
Well, I mean, hold on. Remember, for the PS4, that first 6 months, everything was like both PS3 and PS4. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
remember that Call of Duty that year? What was it, Ghost or something like that? It was out on both.
But that's Call of Duty. They're gonna get all their money.
But I think even the Assassin's Creed or something that year, there's a lot.
This is
but there would be at least a couple that are exclusive to that console for both sides.
I think there are some PS5 exclusives. I'm trying to.
But what are they though? I mean,
some of the Xbox exclusives. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Right now, if you go on a PlayStation site and you put in PS5, there's no fucking information. I mean, there's a page for it for the PS5, but it just says PlayStation 5 coming in launch holiday to 2020.
I mean,
Chrono said this a few weeks ago. I'm starting to feel, and I love Sony. I'm starting to feel a little nervous.
I mean, so we do have a couple big conventions coming up. We have the Game Developers Conference is coming up in like a month and a half. And then
Wait
E3.
a minute. Hold on. Stop. That's the one in San Francisco, right?
Yes.
Game Developers Conference, historically, to my knowledge, you tell me if I'm wrong, I don't think they've done big console reveals at that event.
No.
Not that one in the Moscone in San Francisco. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, but
Come on
I mean,
now.
There's also E3's coming.
They ain't going to
They ain't
E3,
going to
goddammit.
Yeah. And then what's
You know what I mean?
And they canceled PAX because of the coronavirus, which is like weird to me.
Yeah. Where is PAX again?
There's a couple. There's PAX
in,
East and PAX West.
Yeah. It's just
Dude, I'm feeling weird. This seems a little up in the air still.
yeah. If they push it back to next year, I wouldn't be surprised.
Man.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
I mean, and this is still a big year PS4 wise in terms of
Actually,
like
Yeah.
some of the games coming out.
Yeah, you're right. But I said the same thing about the Xbox. Like the new Xbox, they haven't announced a single fucking exclusive.
Oh, well, I mean, there's Halo Infinite, but other than that,
I thought that was on this gen.
no, it's on both.
Okay.
So everything you just said about the PS5 and the PS4, same thing applies.
Yeah.
There's not a single exclusive for
Either.
the new
That's what I
Xbox.
said. That's
Yeah.
what I said. So
It's
I'm like, what?
It's very odd to me. Like I almost feel like they're like pushing them too early.
Yeah, I thought so.
You know what I mean?
I figured. I mean, these are still good ass consoles currently.
Oh yeah.
I figure we can wait at least a year.
Dude, here's my thing. You got to get that. We love this stuff, so we're gonna be on Twitter and online and looking for updates and all that stuff and reading and getting. But the average person, you need to get this hype train going, just
True.
like for a
Yeah.
big movie.
So
There's no
a-
hype train.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a couple. There was an announcement I saw about a week ago that there might be manufacturing issue. Well, I guess there's a price point issue. So apparently
No,
it
there's
costs
not.
$450 to manufacture one.
Nobody gives a shit about that. Everybody complains about the price points. Nobody gives a shit. Listen, when the PS3 came out, that shit cost fucking $500 fucking dollars,
sure did.
and that shit was like
Most
35
expensive.
goddamn years ago. All right, that was a lot of fucking money back then. It sold like fucking hotcakes. It wasn't the best selling console, but it wasn't the worst by far. If the
Wasn't it up to 600? Almost.
Yeah, it was. It was
Yeah.
like $650. So with tax, $650, easy.
Listen, if the PS5 came out and it was $600, I'd still fucking buy it. I don't give a shit.
But would you buy it if it was a $1,000 console?
Yes,
we buy fucking cell phones.
There is not going. Hold on, back up.
but it's not gonna be $1,000.
It's not gonna be $1,000. They're not that fucking ridiculous. But you're right. PS3 had a very tough launch. Let's just say that. Based on that price point. I'm just saying, people do a lot of planning. You know what I mean? And some people are truly going to have to pinch their pennies and save up who do want it at launch. It would be nice to know very soon what it's going to be.
So
Well, especially because you need to know how much you need to save.
Yeah.
By
I mean,
that point.
so
To me,
some
I'm
of
gonna buy it
y'all-
no matter what.
Yeah, but I mean, even like parents trying. We talked about parents a lot.
Yeah.
Your kid is being good in 5th grade or whatever. You know what I mean? Or early in the year for September and October.
Working
Yeah.
that paper out.
Yeah, whatever it is. But you know.
Well, this is what's kind of weird about both me and Prodigy being parents is that we never have to like save money to buy a console for our kids because we're gonna fucking buy it anyway.
Yeah, there
Like,
you go.
I'm not gonna buy. Well, actually, I bought my oldest daughter a Switch. 'Cause
Okay.
I already have a Switch, but she doesn't live with me all the time, so I'm like,
There you go.
here.
Yeah,
Um,
that's nice.
But if your kids live with you, it's like you don't really need to buy another console. You know what I mean? I mean, unless you want to have like a man cave, which I'm gonna have pretty soon. But and I have 2 PS4s, but it's just for me. But yeah, generally speaking, like if you're a gamer that's grown up and you have kids, you don't need to buy like a console for your children. And I think that's actually better that way because it's something that you're going to use. I think when you buy stuff for kids, it's like shit you're not going to use. Like I buy toys for my youngest daughter. I'm not going to play with that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you ask me to, then yeah, I guess I'll play with her with it. But like I'm not going to play with like a fucking Barbie doll.
Yeah.
By myself. She doesn't have any Barbies, but yeah.
Well, and the other thing you just need to be aware of it. Damn, we're talking about a lot of parents here, but some of these devices go online, and you want to make sure that your kids aren't.
Yeah.
Exploring all the evils of the internet
Yeah.
at an inappropriate age.
Because they're gonna come with a browser.
Yeah.
So
And they might be watching interspecies reviewers.
I mean, that being
Uncut.
said, I mean, parental controls do work.
Yes.
Unless you give them a fucking cell phone. Definitely don't do that before they're, of a certain age. But if you have like a console or even like your, Amazon TV or like whatever, like use the parental controls. Like you
Yes.
can lock all that shit down. Don't feel like you're some Gestapo asshole. You're a parent. Lock your shit down because your kids can get into some really fucked up shit really quickly with the internet. I don't know why most parents don't do this, but like you're giving your kids like the keys to the kingdom at a young age, and it's like there's stuff that you don't want them to be exposed to at this age. Like seriously fucked up shit. Like you can find snuff film super easy.
Yes, you
know,
can.
you can find some really fucked up porn. You can like definitely shape your child's life in a super negative manner by just not paying attention.
Yep. Being a shitty parent.
Yeah.
So for
Say
the
no, goddammit.
So for the rest of y'all, I guess there's some gilfs that are out there. If you lay that pipe, they may like pitch in and get you that PS5 you was talking about.
I love this. It's like a meme theme now.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you got some dude with a old ass woman like, hey, PS5 money secured. You know what I mean? That's fucking great, man.
I mean, in Interspecies Reviewer, apparently that's prime right there.
You gotta watch this show, Kronos. Give it a shot.
I'll watch it. I just didn't know where to fucking watch it. If it's on porn, I mean, I'm on Pornhub, so. I mean,
God damn. There's been big updates on established games that we've been playing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Borderlands 3, right?
well, yeah, I mean, they had the Roxy's heist, and recently they had like the Heartbreaker thing, which I played a little bit, but not as much as I probably could have because I was just finishing up Outer Worlds. Let's see. No Man's Sky. They have a huge update coming up with living ships, which is a big deal. I think No Man's Sky is really like I think we talked about it before on the podcast, but it's basically how to fuck up a game and then fix it. Like, this is like the archetype, because like they seriously fucked it up from launch, and they keep fixing it and bringing out better content. So shout out to Sean Murray. When he first came out of the game, I was like, this guy just fucked everything up, but he brought it back around. So it's been very few times where you have a game that's been fucked up at launch, and they put in the time to actually fix it. Because most people, they put their heads down, they're like, fuck it. There's many examples of this.
Anthem and Fallout.
Well, actually,
76.
Anthem's
trying
being
to
worked
fix it.
on.
And so is Fallout 76. They're trying to fix both of those, but not as much as like No Man's Sky. They're the fucking gold standard on how to fix a game, as far as I'm concerned. There's been other games out there that are probably way worse. Like what, not 1776, but what was that one?
Overborn or over. What was the one that was like Overwatch? Battleborn.
Battleborn, yeah.
Oh yeah, that
And
I was
Evolve.
there for that. Evolve, yeah, that's another one.
shit.
Yeah, they were
Both
just fucked
those
up from
things.
launch.
both of those tanked.
What was the one with oh god, the guys would wear the blue jumpsuit? Something
Fallout,
76.
Fallout.
Yeah, Fallout 76.
Fallout 76, but they're
Yeah.
actually adding more content in. I don't know if they're gonna be able to bring in more players, especially when they did like the whole like pay extra to get shit. That was
Yeah.
real stupid.
Paywall.
But now they're doing like extra free content. But most games that they have a bad launch, they don't generally invest extra money into. And I think that the fact that No Man's Sky did it and they're successful in doing so tells you something. Because I remember like a week after launch, people were like refunding their games.
Well, I mean, don't forget lawsuits. Like,
Yeah.
fraud was committed.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, fraud.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I'm never gonna forget about them with the fraud, and they hurt their own reputation with that bullshit.
But I think they've gone a long way in fixing it. I'm seriously a long way. I need to play it again. It's like behind my washer right now, sitting on the ground. I need to fucking pull it out, clean it off, and see if it still plays, and grab some of those updates.
Yeah, because it was updating when I left earlier, so I'm like, oh, this is that living ship shit. And there was a big ass update before that, so I was like, fuck.
What was going on with your Division 2?
Oh, season 3, I think, is coming or is dropped. I haven't fucked with it yet, but on the PlayStation Network right now, it is $2.99.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's a fucking steal.
Yeah.
I mean,
Damn.
listen, if you haven't played Prodigy for fucking $3.
Yeah,
That's
get the
a
goddamn
great
game.
price.
it's
It's a great price.
You make sure you have space. It's a huge fucking game.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a really good game, especially for $3. Listen, I spent more than $3 on fucking Candy Crush.
Yeah.
Division 2 is way better than Candy Crush. So.
I'll give you that. $2 I might just pull.
$3.
$3. I mean, no tax, $2.99.
$3.99.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
You buy now, you go.
I don't know how long it's going to be, but shout out to B-Boy Frost for pointing that out. $2.99 on there. So
Can't beat that. And then I saw Modern Warfare got a whole fucking. They're doing Battle Royale.
So
It's an update.
Battle Royale is not released yet. I guess there's not an official release date, but it says coming soon. So the game updated with its Season 2 Season Pass. And so there's a new character, new skins. They brought in a couple of new maps. One of the more popular ones is Rust from Modern Warfare 2. It's a little bigger than the old one, but there's still like a lot of choke points. It's still really fun. It's kind of like they want it to be the new Shoot House, because Shoot House is a very, very, very popular map. People are on it. I've been playing it a little bit, and then right in the middle of the fucking main screen is there's a classified section which is locked.
Oh shit.
So everyone's like, "Oh, this has got to be the battle royale."
It's almost like it's classified.
Yeah. So people were like, "Oh, this is gonna be it." I haven't seen a release date for it, but apparently that big ass 100 gig update was making
Jesus
space for this
Christ.
fucking new mode. So
Cronus and Blue, you get this one yet? Modern Warfare. It's dirt cheap now too.
No,
Yeah.
I mean not yet.
Is it $4?
I haven't bought a Modern Warfare game new in a very long time.
oh, this one's so much
So
fucking fun though.
they all are apparently a lot of fun, but I'm not going to pay full price for the game.
No, it's already
Should be 35
Yeah,
now.
I understand.
Is it only multiplayer? There's no.
No,
it's single
This-
player.
This has
Oh,
an
it is? Okay.
excellent
fucked up
campaign.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
Like the
campaign.
best campaign I've experienced probably since Modern Warfare 2.
So
Oh, yeah.
I guess let me give you a little bit of backstory. So Modern Warfare actually has like kind of like a sore spot in my soul, because right when I transitioned to be a female,
Wait, you transitioned?
Oh, wait a
When I,
minute.
Yeah.
when I was transitioning to
Were you
being-
18?
I was like almost 30.
You went from Krona to Cronus?
I was transitioning from being like a PC gamer to a console gamer. I was playing Modern Warfare, the first one, a lot. I used to on PC,
Yeah.
and I used to play it a lot when I was in Iraq. We used to do LAN parties a lot, and so I bought like a special laptop just to like game over there. And that's when actually Prodigy is the one who got me to fucking play on the PS3.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, so transitioning to being a console gamer. But one of the things that I hated about being a console gamer is that when I was a PC gamer, is that you could have your own private servers. Like I could
Oh,
make
yeah.
my own server.
Oh, yeah.
And I could host it on my laptop and it'd be fine, And then once Modern Warfare 2 came out, that's when they got rid of all private servers for like everything. It wasn't even just for like. So for me, like when I play a Modern Warfare game, it's kind of like with a bit of like I'm kind of angry about it, because it took like part of like my younger self and just like threw it away.
Damn.
And like and I wish more games would come out with that private server option. It's an easy thing to do.
Can you just break it down a little bit more? What are the benefits? And I literally don't know of a private server from a gaming standpoint.
I'll tell you one, no fucking lag.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's
Well,
if
yeah.
you're in a LAN party.
Yeah, if you're in a LAN party,
there's no lag.
No fucking lag.
There's zero lag. But if you're even not even in the LAN party, if you have your own private server, you're not tied to like a network. So if you want to play online right now for any of the consoles, you have to pay a service fee for
True.
that. If you have a private server, you don't have to do that because the service is from you. Like you have
I
the hardware
see.
for it.
I see. Okay.
Another thing that's cool is that you can introduce mods onto all these things. You can introduce new maps that you created, which is also their mods as well. And the fact that you can not have to deal with other people out there. Like so now, if you want to play like a private game, you have to still log in online to a public server, and then hope that the public server is up, and then do it. Like if you look at like the old school, like Modern
Counter-Strike.
Warfare, Counter-Strike, perfect,
Yeah.
best example.
Love that fucking game.
You can still play that with a private server, and that's one of the reasons why that that is still around is because of private servers. Don't get me wrong, they still have public servers as well, but that's only because the private server community like really propped up Counter-Strike. Like if Counter-Strike was public servers 100% from the jump, it would not exist today.
Wow.
It
Okay.
literally would not. And all like the mods that you're seeing and like all this stuff that you're seeing in the game, that is all from like individual like players that wanted that content. Either they wanted it or they just made it themselves.
Wow.
And you don't get that in the consoles at all. Like you don't get like any of that. Like this is one of the cool things. Like say if you wanted to play like on Modern Warfare right now, you wanted to have a match with just fucking 50 caliber sniper rifles. You can't do that.
Okay.
Say if you want to start the game with everybody had fucking body armor, like the fucking the brutes, not the brutes. What are they called? The fucking guys that ride
The
body armor?
Juggernauts.
Juggernauts, yeah.
You can't do that. Like you can't customize the game the way when they say customize the game in the console world, you just basically change the fucking map, and that's basically it. Like there's no real customization.
Okay.
And if you're a real PC gamer, you miss that kind of shit when you play a console.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay, that's
like
fair.
remember when you were playing like Borderlands when we first started playing? When I got you in the game and like when that guy dumped all those fucking
Yeah, that was great.
those were mods.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he did that from a mod, and that's like basically you have to hack it.
Yeah.
And it was like really shit upon through the console generation,
Yeah.
right? But from the PC side, that was like
That's the whole reason.
it's the whole reason. And the old game manufacturers used to love it.
Yeah.
Because what they would do is they would have people mod their games and be like, "Oh, this mod is cool. Hey, man, you want a job?"
Yeah,
And they would hire people that were modders to like make the new levels.
I didn't know. This is good history. Okay.
And now they really shut down that whole like segment of like gaming, and I think that's one of the main reasons like you have a lot of PC gamers that don't go to consoles still to this day.
Yeah.
Is because it's even more of like a community setting than when you go on to like say an Xbox Live or PSN Plus, because you don't really feel like you're part of a community unless you're friends with them already. You know, if you were in like multiple times when I was playing like on like say an old school Unreal or Quake or something like that, like you felt like you were part of a community because you're all playing, like you would agree upon like which mods to use or shit like that, and you would chat back and forth. There was no dickishness for the most part until the consoles came out, and when it disconnected like the whole social aspect from like playing online or even like LAN party gaming.
Yeah.
Once you disconnected all that shit, that's when you got like these really asshole kids that came out and like saying like really fucked up shit and stuff like that. But previous to like like the Xbox Live era, nobody was like that online. And I can say that with like absolute certainty because I played in tournaments. When I was younger, I played heavily online through like StarCraft. I was 15th in the world at StarCraft. I played a lot with Unreal, Quake. You fucking name it, I fucking played it. I never got called the N-word until
Xbox.
Yeah, until like I was on the Xbox or the PS, whatever. And it was just like, dude, like what the fuck? I think that generally speaking, PC gamers are like they're more civil, but I understand the appeal of consoles. Like I totally get it.
That's fair back. I appreciate that.
Kind of touching on what Kronos is talking about too. Like some of the mods are like some of the rules that you would set on these servers. It actually helps improve your game skills because like you'll play a match where you only can use melee.
Yeah.
So you improve on your melee skills.
Or like half gravity or something.
Yeah, half gravity. Like some cool shit, or like you only can use grenades, which was always my fucking favorite. Like I was like Kobe with that fucking shit. Yeah. But like it helps you build up your skill set basically. Like having these mods and stuff like that helps you like become a better gamer.
I just want like my She-Hulk with her titties out, like huge fucking titties running around. That's what I like.
Yeah, but even that's in the game. But see, before like in older like PC games, you could make that character and put it in the game.
Yeah. Like
it wasn't even an option.
Yeah.
Actually something I was thinking about like the other day. We're about to wrap it up soon, but I was thinking about like how we modify if you're in a first-person shooter game. Why do we modify our characters? What they look like? You never fucking see them.
Yeah.
It seems like a goddamn waste of code to me.
Yeah.
And we do it all the time.
Oh yeah,
what the fuck?
That goes on today. Like, cause Modern Warfare, they have operators, but the only difference with the operators are their finishing moves. Everything else is all cosmetic. I mean, I get it, but they're making money off of these kids buying these like little like microtransactions just to get skins and blueprints that you can make in game as long as you've unlocked it already.
It's really strange.
You can that's why I don't get it. I'm like, okay, I've already got this gun, so I can see the blueprint, I can see the parts that are on it, I can recreate it and then save it, and but yet I mean the only thing you don't get is the skin. That's it. Everything else is still
there. And they
there.
have quite a bit of that in Rainbow Six too.
Yeah,
well, it's in a lot of games. I mean, even like third-person shooters, like like Fortnite or whatever. Like I understand that there's skins and it's cool, but you basically only see a character from like one point of view, like the back. You never see their fucking face. And then like like Fallout and like Skyrim and all these other fucking first-person RPGs, you literally never see yourself. Yeah. And it's like, why am I spending all this time to make this character look like me that I will never fucking see ever again in this game?
There's some people who spend like literally the first 2 hours of the game just doing that.
Well, I think Stitch talked about Lilo doing that.
Oh, yeah. And I still do it. I'm like, how can I make this guy kind of look like me?
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about, I was like, why am I doing this? Like, I'm never gonna see this person.
Let me use I love the default Commander Shepard. Goddammit.
Yeah, I mean, there's other games where you can, like in Monster Hunter, you kind of see your character kind of a lot because camera swings around, but some dude on PC made a mod to where his character was Rajang with like a model 1880 shotgun.
What the fuck?
So he changed the skin of a bow gun to where it looked like a goddamn repeating shotgun. It was actually quite terrifying.
God damn it! All right, let's wrap it up a little bit. Old Ninja, what you got populating this week?
So, in a couple days, I'm gonna be watching Clone Wars season 7.
Oh,
That
shit.
drops on
Yeah.
Friday, so I'm probably gonna watch.
Disney Plus, right?
Yeah, it'll be on Disney Plus.
Are they doing the episode a week thing like with Mando, or are they
probably.
doing?
Most likely,
Probably
yeah,
so.
they're probably gonna do episode a week. I'm gonna just watch the first episode. It'll drop at midnight, obviously. I'm gonna be watching that. I want to try out this Lock and Key. I want to check out like an episode or so. I thought Altered Carbon was this week, but apparently it's next week. It's the 27th.
I think it's next week.
Yeah, it's the
Okay.
27th, so I'm gonna be watching that, and then doing some more weeb hunting for sure.
Yeah.
Being on Modern Warfare because I want to level up on the battle pass and get these free weapons because they're free. And then that's kind of about it, I think.
Good shit. Blue, what you got?
So this week at work, I've been training. I've been taking the Queen's version of the project manager course. So I'm pretty
at
much
you.
studying for that and making sure I can fucking pass it and everything.
That's a hard test, man. You better really study.
Well, it's not the PMI. It's Prince 2. It's a little bit on the genuine side, or nicer side, basically. But you only need to get more. There's 60 questions. You only have to get 50% right to pass.
God damn.
Yeah, I'm like,
All right, well, never mind on the studying.
yeah. But then there's another test I have to take too. That one's more about proving that you understand the material by putting it into concept. So that one might be a little bit more difficult. But the passing rate's still pretty fucking high. So I'm not stressing too much. But I just want to be able to like make sure I know my shit so I can prove it in real world. Other than that, I was hoping to try to see Bad Boys this weekend, but the sweetness just told me she didn't want to see it, so I'm like, oh, I guess I'm gonna watch it by myself, like I watched Sonic the Hedgehog by myself.
God damn.
But I might go watch Sonic again, to be honest, because
Holy shit.
I saw a matinee and it was only $6. I was like, $6? God damn!
Yeah, so it's
My hot dog costs more than $6.
yeah. So on Tuesdays, I think the theaters around here are like $6, and the Centuries are $5.50.
Yeah, here in Hayward, I went. The matinee show was the first showing. It was only like 5 something.
Yeah, it's like
Can't
probably
beat that.
$5.50.
Yeah, I was like, I'll be back.
Good shit. Kronos, what you got?
Yeah, so I gotta like lose weight, I guess.
Oh,
That's
that
every
drinking.
week. Yeah, I drink a lot.
Nah.
Drinking. It wasn't just even just drinking. It was like eating a lot too. Actually, I only like maybe once or twice a day, but still, it was food I normally didn't eat. Like I would definitely eat whatever I wanted to. So I got up to like 184. So I'm trying to get back down to like at least the low 170s. Hopefully like 168. That's like usually my target weight is 168, and then I like hover from there. Other than that, the Infinity Base is coming along. Hopefully, I'll be able to paint this weekend. At least the primer. coat.
Okay.
And then like it'll be cool like the way it's gonna look. And
Nice.
after that, floors, and I'll move in.
Excellent.
Nice. I
Almost.
probably can come through like later on in the day and probably see where you're at with it. We'll see. I gotta see how I am.
I gotta
with
see what
my-
Kamek wants to do on the weekend.
studying.
So, yeah.
Good shit. I definitely watching some more interspecies reviewers.
Yes.
I'm still waiting for more episode 2 of the goddamn Deathstroke
Me
Knights and Dragons. That was so fucking good. Gonna try to weave hunt. Although I'm very fucking scared of Furious Rajang. I think I gotta beat 2 of them to get some more skins, man.
Yeah.
He don't. He doesn't even pull your panties to the side. He just rips through them.
Yeah.
Long dick style. Fuck
Rampage.
Rajang. Fuck Rajang. All right, take
He
us
still
out.
come for your ass.
Yeah.
All right, you just experienced Black and Black times Infinity.
Infinity.
Check us out all over the web with @BThanBTIs, BTHANBTI. We're on YouTube every Wednesday night, 8:30 Pacific time. Check us out, Black and Black times Infinity. Check out our official website, binheadproductions.com/BThanBTI. Check us out on Twitter, Player FM, Radio Republic, Player FM, Stitcher, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are, iTunes, and then on Amazon we have an app on there. Download that and let you know when we go live. Yeah. Oh, we're on Instagram as well. Sometimes
We're everywhere where you can find stuff.
Pretty
Don't
much.
forget to heart react your homie's new profile pics. It's important, Kings.
Send Prodigy Kathy Ann pics.
Oh,
He needs more for this folder.
stank.
Fat.